What is up? Of course I... How's it going, guys? First of all, I apologize. I was trying to get this stream to start when the actual draft was starting today, but I had my college class. It went later than expected, and then the Matt Murray trade happened. I wanted to do a video for that, so that's why I'm a couple picks in. My software is being ridiculous right now, but nonetheless, I'm happy that I'm here for the one guy in here thus far. How's it going, buddy? How's it going, George? Yeah, I think the Rangers will make a trade. I think that is very much a possibility. Just bear with me, buddy. Just trying to get this wrong. How's it going, guys? Okay, Anaheim takes a forward. Another right winger because they took Perot last night. How's it going, guys? Hey, Nate. Yeah, we're finally getting things going. It just took forever. I unfortunately wasn't able to start the stream before the actual draft started today, but I'm glad I'm here now. We saw that Nick Bonino was traded for the likes of Kunin for the Wild. That was a very interesting deal. I really like what the Predators are doing, though, big time. Freeing up that salary, getting a younger guy in Kunin, and they also bought out Kyle Turris. So I really think the Preds are going to do something big this week, if not today. How's it going, guys? Appreciate you all being here. We're going to get this thing rolling. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, no, I like Bordelot, especially for the San Jose. That's a good pick. I just can't believe Noel Gunler hasn't been picked yet. Or even the likes of Jan Mysak. Like, that's crazy. But I like these picks thus far. Grans to LA makes a lot of sense. I figured they were going with a Swedish defenseman. What is up, guys? How's everybody doing? I'm good, man. How are you? How's it going, guys? Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I apologize I wasn't able to start the stream sooner. All right, here we go. The 39th selection from Minnesota. Ryan O'Rourke, solid pick. I was figuring he would go in the second round. Good pick. You know, I gotta say, the Wild have had a really good draft thus far. Between getting the likes of not just Rossi, but also getting Marat. That's like huge for them. Seriously, that adds to their center depth greatly. Marat will probably take some time to get to the NHL, but great pick. He has a lot of skill. I like that a lot. Thank you all so much for being here, though, guys. We got 11 viewers. Let's go. Thank you all so much. Hey, Brian. How's it going, buddy? You know, this was close to a last-minute decision on my part. So that's why I wasn't able to get this up originally when the draft first started today. So I know it may take a while to get the ball rolling here. How's it going, everybody? I feel like I've been doing this nonstop, and I had my classes this morning, so everything has just been happening all at once. This is crazy, but I'm happy to have you all here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. How's it going, guys? We got 12 people in here. Let's go. All right, Winnipeg is on the clock now with the 40th overall pick. Be interesting to see what they do here. You think that they would try to address defense, or maybe they go for a winger, considering some really good ones are still available in both Gunler and Mishak. But we'll see. We will see. I have a feeling we're going to see some big trades still. Where am I watching? I'm watching from home. I'm just doing commentary, if that's what you're asking, and answering questions regarding this today's draft and everything. How's it going, guys? We got roughly 20 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here. You know the drill by now. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are, of course, new to the channel. And we're going to get this thing rolling. This has just been nuts with the trades that we've seen thus far. Oh, I'm watching it on NHL Network, buddy. What do you think of the Pittsburgh trade? Well, I did a video on that, so if you want to check it out, by all means, go for it. That's part and why I didn't do the live stream right when the draft started today. But I thought it was a very smart move on both ends. Ottawa gets a young, controllable goaltender. Murray's only 26 years of age. You know, 6'4", just over 200 pounds. Back-to-back Stanley Cups on his resume. While he did have a down year due to his injuries, I think he's going to be just fine in Ottawa. He's going to be their goaltender for the foreseeable future. Young, controllable talent, is an RFA, so he will command a bigger cap hit. But I wouldn't think anything drastic. I would say anywhere between the 4 and 5 mil range at this point in time, given his performance this past season. But I think for the Penn side of things, they weren't able to get that first-round pick that they were looking for so much. But at the end of the day, I didn't really think that it would be realistic for them to get a first-round pick either. So they settle for a second from Ottawa and a decent prospect. I'm supposed to be doing school right now, but I'm choosing to watch you. Oh, thanks, buddy. But seriously, do your schoolwork. Trust me. I had my classes earlier today before the draft started. I only had just around 20 minutes to prepare for this. That's why I didn't start everything up right away. But we got 20 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a ton. Hit that like and subscribe button, as always, guys. And we're going to get the ball rolling in a minute. Just bear with me, y'all. There we go. And also let me know, guys, do you hear any background noise? Hot Take Hockey, what's up, buddy? Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, no, I really appreciate it, buddy. You've been a tremendous help on the channel from originally having me on when the Rangers won the lottery. So, yeah, no, thanks so much. Congrats to you, too. You've been climbing big time. You're past 20K subscribers now. That's amazing. Hats off to you, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, my stream last night looked a lot more prepared and better than the one I currently have, so I apologize. Just bear with me, guys. What's up, Charles? What's up, Brian? All right. Yeah, no, I think a lot more trades are going to happen today. I'm as a Rangers fan, I'm not prepared if Strom gets dealt. I'm really not, because I would want to make a separate video on that, truly. But we'll see what happens. I really let that Murray trade just threw me off, man. I was not prepared for it at all. I didn't have enough time. I really didn't. But yeah, no, I got that video out quick. I'm not going to be making separate videos for each trade that happens today. Probably focus more on the major ones. And I like the pick for the Jets too, getting the winner. I am surprised that Gunler is still available here. And of course, Mishek. Oh, and there we go. Wow, Carolina just got a steal with no Gunler there. Big move for them. I like that a lot. Dude, Carolina got two of the better goal scorers in this entire draft class. Seriously. Gunler and Jarvis were right in there in the top 5. Jarvis arguably being the best goal scorer on the likes of Jack Quinn and Holtz. And Gunler's fantastic in his own right. I can't believe he fell that far. I think that's going to be a huge steal for the Carolina Hurricanes. Seriously. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. We got like 25 people in the chat. Happy to have you all here. As always, I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I know Daniel went to the Jets. I thought that was a smart move. I think I would have picked Gunler between the two. I would have picked even Mishek almost between the two. So the fact that Mishek hasn't been taken is like, wow. Yeah, seriously, man. Like, that was huge dub for them. I am loving what the Predators doing. Can we just take a moment to talk about that, guys? I had this prediction because when you look at the Predators for a second, and not to go off on a tangent here, but the Preds are a team that really underperformed and have been the past couple years with the offense, even after spending the millions of dollars that they have in free agency, with Matt Duchene being the most recent. Now they're trying to free up that cap space. They got rid of that Bonino contract, and I really think David Poile is going. Alright guys, I apologize for the lag, but things should be back and better now. It's going to be on and off throughout this live stream, so just bear with me. Software has not been doing me kind, given how much I've been on my laptop lately. Preds are making their pick. Interesting move for the Preds with getting Luke. I like it. They need to add more offensive depth. Still, I would have went with Mishek. I think it's bizarre that he's still available, but that's just me. What caused Gunler to fall this far? Yeah, there were concerns regarding Gunler with his work ethic, but that's really all just a fallacy, truly. Gunler has so much potential. I wouldn't underestimate him by any means. Teams are just really not doing enough scouting on him, in my personal opinion, because he has a lot of potential. Great pick for the Carolina Hurricanes. I like this pick for the Preds too, adding more offense. What was the Bonino trade? The Bonino trade was for Luke Kunin, and I believe there were some picks involved as well. I can find it for you in 1 second, actually, because all this is happening so fast and now nowhere. But what's up, guys? We got 20 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry that this live stream wasn't as prepared as yesterday's. It just was working so last second between having my Zoom classes this morning and then the Murray trade. It wasn't easy. But I'm glad I'm finally here for you lovely people. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as always, guys. But, you know, I'll find out the deets on the Bonino trade with the picks, at least. It was for the Minnesota Wild's 101st pick, and to the Preds for Bonino, and the 37th and 70th pick in this year's draft, going the other way, along with Kunin, of course. But I really like that deal for the Preds. I think they lucked out there. What's up, Rain? How's it going, buddy? What do we think about Rangers trading up? I think that there's a very solid chance they do, David. Okay, Emil Heineman going to the Florida Panthers. I would have thought they'd maybe go for a defenseman there. So, interesting pick. Interesting pick. Yeah, no, David, I think the Rangers may very well trade up today. Watch out for Ryan Strome, because he needs to be qualified today. So we'll see what happens, because if he's not qualified today, then the Rangers lose him. Then he becomes a UFA. And I think it would be baffling if the Rangers did that, but the possibility is there. I hope not. I hope that they would deal him if anything, but we'll see. Trade Kyle Dubas to coach Pee Wee games. You're funny. What's up, though, guys? We got 25 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, guys, it means a lot. Again, I apologize that I wasn't able to get the stream up right away. A couple picks and a couple trades happened first. It was just on a huge time crunch, but I'm happy to have you all here now. Thank you all so much for being here. Panthers need defense. They only have Ekblad. No, they definitely need defensive depth, but I think they will address it. I trust Bill Zito. I like him a lot as their GM. Do you think OEL gets moved? Heard the game. Yeah, I think OEL does get moved, but at the same time, it's just so bizarre given that whole OEL situation. The fact that he made a deadline as to, you know, when he could be dealt is like quite odd. And it's a guy who, if I'm in his shoes, I wouldn't necessarily want to be returning back with Arizona if I'm saying not dealt by Friday. It's just a very odd situation, but I definitely think there's a solid chance. Hey, Jacob, and yeah, I think there's a possibility. I'm not going to bank on it because I've been really surprised to see where some of these players have landed thus far. But yeah, no, I would hope so at this point, given the fact that he is ranked to be high in the second round. The fact that Mishek and Poirier especially haven't been taken is beyond me, especially Mishek. He has so much pure talent and potential. Where do I think Zade Wilson's going? That's a good question. I honestly don't know. I would have to say probably in the middle rounds, middle to later rounds. I'm really not sure how teams are valuing him, but I am rooting for him too. He's a great story nonetheless. Fordo will be in on Barry or the other D in free agency. I think that's a possibility, Jaron. I hope for their sake that they aren't necessarily going for the likes of Barry. I don't think that'll be much of an upgrade for them. They need more defensive help. That's why if they're going to go for a big fish, you could go for Pietrangelo, but they do need to address that offense in that bottom six. Their winger depth is looking shaky, especially if they lose both Hoffman and Danov. So these are things that are concerning. I think Bill Zito will make good moves, but I'm really curious to see what direction they go in this offseason. Do you think Columbus will try to get rid of Wenberg? Yeah, I think there's a solid chance Columbus tries to get rid of Wenberg. Especially with Domi in the mix now. He is looking more of a guy who could be as an odd man out, as possibly part of a bigger deal. So we'll see what happens there. You know, if they're still in the running for Line and a blockbuster happens, it will not surprise me one bit if Wenberg goes the other way to add center depth for the Jets as part of the deal. Oh, yeah, no, I love Lapierre, I do. But at the same time, I'm very excited to see what Schneider will do for the Rangers. Looking back, I'm not mad about it. I was just really banking on Lapierre. I was hoping for it these past couple weeks, and I felt like spoken into existence. So the fact that he went at 22, which was the Rangers' original pick, was a little bit of a bummer. But nonetheless, he's Schneider. I'm really happy about him. I think he's going to be great. Wenberg could be bought out. That is another possibility for sure. Yeah, Arizona was one of those teams that had great potential, and then now looks. Yeah, I know that Arizona is so frustrating. I feel so bad for Yotes fans. They deserve better. They really do. Like, I like their management now. I do. They are so frustrating, man. Chayek, their former GM, he put them in a hole, man. Thoughts on Lucas Reichel? I love Lucas Reichel to Chicago, Mike. I think that's a very strong pick for them. Just bear with me, guys. Connection's being crappy, per usual. All right, guys, and we're back. All right, time to read all your comments. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. We got 50 viewers. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you are new here, as always, guys, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to continue to read your comments real quick. Rangers are not getting Pietrangelo, Patrick. I can bet you all the money in the world they're not even considering him. You're disgusted, Ozzy? Yeah, I mean, from when you look at the Wild side of things, they're just trying to throw in forwards right now to compete next year, and giving up Cunnin was very interesting. I don't like that on their end by any means. But I'm not that surprised though either. You know, Preds and Wild have been known for making these trades. You know, think about Fiala and Granlund's situation, when in reality the Wild won that trade. Now it looks like the Preds very well could win this trade. So, but we'll see what happens. Kunin, he's only 22 years old, so that does leave you scratching your head a bit. Opinions on Emil. I think Emil will be solid for them. I would have liked them to go with a defenseman there personally. I feel they could have landed Emil in a later round, but they had their reasoning. Okay, guys, I'm just reading all your comments. Bear with me, y'all. But thank you all so much for being here. We got 50 viewers. Means a lot. Let me know, too, guys. Do you hear my television by chance or any real outside noise? If you do, please let me know, and I'll make sure to change that. Oh, wait, we have a trade. Toronto trades their pick. Interesting. Ottawa traded up and gave up 2 picks. They're the 59th overall pick and the 64th. Who does Ottawa want here? That's an interesting trade. Very interesting. Well, I think you also have to take into consideration, quick snipes, that when it comes to Schneider's right-hand defenseman. You know, Rykov and Miller are lefty. So they don't really go in hand with each other. And when you look at the Rangers, they're probably not going to have Tony DeAngelo or Trouba long term. One of those guys I don't see with the Rangers past 2 years from now. So I think they're definitely focusing on a couple years down the road, because defensemen normally take 3 to 4 years to develop, give or take, even with Schneider being 19 years of age array. Where does Krug end up? That's a good question. I think the Panthers really are considering Krug. You think maybe you go to Detroit, but at the same time, he's never won a cup. And I feel like he definitely wants to be in a position to win still. So there are plenty of options when it comes to Krug. I would definitely look at the Florida Panthers in that situation. At least they are definitely interested. Oh, and to answer you, Anthony, on the other 2 prospects, I'm not sure what is going to happen with either of them, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't have as much familiarity with those prospects in particular. This draft is being dragged out. I agree. I completely agree. 45 viewers in here. Thank you all so much. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel. What contender if he wants a cup? I think consider... you could even make the argument for Vancouver if they say fall out of the OEL sweepstakes, and that way they won't have to give up any assets in the process either. I apologize for the lag. And also, who should the Rangers get? Big question. I don't know, because they don't even have a second round pick. I think they may trade up into the second round, however. So we'll see what happens. I really like the win second pick. Yeah, so do I, Jaron. Interesting pick for Ottawa here against Tyler Clevin. Interesting. I don't know how to feel about that for Ottawa, to be perfectly honest. Are the Rangers contenders next season? I think they're definitely playoff contenders, yes. Yes, Lundell is NHL ready. He's definitely NHL ready, in my opinion. I'm just curious who else Columbus is going to pick up, even though I should go to bed. Yeah, no, I'm curious too when it comes to Columbus. I've liked their picks thus far. They definitely went for a stretch with the off of the board pick. Not that I think he's a bad player, but I think they could have definitely gotten him out of the first round. So I found that a little suspect, but that's just my personal opinion. And trading 2 picks for him, Ryan. Tyler? Yeah, no, that's interesting. I mean, he was ranked 40th by NHL Network at least, and I know that he has been ranked to go somewhere in the 2nd round. So Ottawa was clearly interested in him, and now they get 2 defensemen from the U.S. National Development Team, and him and Sanderson. Very interesting trend that they're going with here. Ottawa is not a huge fan of European prospects. They don't scout a lot in Europe, so that isn't very surprising to me. Raymond NHL ready, Jaron? Yeah. Raymond's definitely NHL ready in my opinion. But I could see him playing 1 more year in the SHL, 1 more playing time. But I think he will be in the league sooner rather than later. I would have liked to use Kunin as a trade piece for maybe Darcy. I mean, yeah, no, that's true. It's odd. I thought that was a fairly bizarre trade. But to say I'm not surprised coming from the Wild, I'm not. I gotta be perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, no, Ozzy, I get it. I've had a lot of my favorite players be dealt to. I understand for your frustration, buddy. I do. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. We got 40 viewers. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, tell all your friends about the stream too. This is going to be a fun one. And also to let you guys know, after this stream, I will be doing a recap video as soon as humanly possible. I'm going to try to do it after this stream of a recap of this year's draft, focusing on not just the first round, but just overall, you know, talking about, say, the winners and losers with Statboy Steven. If you know him, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll probably have another video separate to maybe with Statboy regarding the Rangers. So we'll see what happens. But thank you all so much for being here, though, guys. It means a lot. Ozzy, that was quick. I have a Kane jersey right next to me. Yeah, no, Jaron, they're going to be a huge problem. No doubt about it. That prospect pool was already great. Now you bring Stützle in the mix, and oh boy, are you in trouble. The Sens are going to make some noise in a couple of years, no doubt about it. Even starting next season, we're going to see just their offensive potential starting to blossom, because their prospect pool is phenomenal already. Ozzy, I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember talking to you on Twitter. But thanks for watching and being part of the channel, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, let's get to 20 likes to get this thing rolling. It would really mean a lot to me. Raymond is no doubt NHL ready, but he is playing in Sweden because of his Yeah, no. It would be nice if he's with Detroit next year. If not, I say he'll be in the SHL for 1 more year tops. Are the Habs picking now? No, Detroit is on the clock, buddy. Detroit, if Detroit lands Mishek, they are really coming out as winners early in this year's draft. Oh my God, that's a great point. If they land, I would love for them to get Mishek here. That would be such a beautiful pick for them. Truly, I would love that. No, Anthony, I'm sorry, not a chance. They're not a player for Line A at all. They don't have the defensive and center depth that the Jets are looking for in a deal. Trust me, Panthers are not even. I won't even throw a hypothetical. That's how strong I feel that the Panthers aren't a suitor for Line A by any means. Plus, they don't need him. They need center depth and defensive depth before winger depth. Well, just imagine if Ottawa never trades Banjad. I know. I'm very grateful as a Rangers fan, obviously, that the Rangers landed him for Brassard all those years ago. It feels like it was yesterday still. I don't think he would have been there for 3rd round. And I think that's fair, Rain. You think Marco Rossi's NHL ready, Ozzy? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's done everything on the junior level. There's nothing else for him to prove. in juniors. And I feel he would almost be wasted if he's in the AHL by any means, given his style of game. It could only, I think it would only hurt him to an extent. So yeah, no, Rossi's NHL ready. No doubt in my mind. But what's up, guys? We got 50 viewers in here. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, I really appreciate it. I apologize too, guys, if you see me delayed every now and then. It's just my software is stupid. Yeah, no, Jaron, I do think Detroit will be in play for a Tampa Bay Lightning player. I do think that. Michael, do I see Tampa train Johnson or Stammer? I do. Stammer is definitely more of a stretch, given just his value to the team, the fact that he also has a no-move clause, full no-move or no-trade clause, but I do plan on touching on that in a video, either probably today or, you know, within the next day or so. I already have the thumbnail almost finished, actually, regarding the Tampa Bay Lightning and what they do this offseason, or really over this next week. How long until the Panthers' first rounder, Anton Lundell, is playing the AHL? I think next season, Al, to answer your question. He's phenomenal. Anthony, what are players above 6 foot? That's tough, because when we get into the later rounds, my knowledge is not nearly as great. So I'm going to be really more on the same boat as you all. So I can't necessarily give you an answer there. Same thing with Emil, because I don't have a comparison for Emil, given he was supposed to really go anywhere around 90 plus in this year's draft. So I wasn't prepared for him by any means. Now I'm waiting to see the Wild pull the trigger. I think the Wild definitely will continue to make moves. I just hope for their sake they make the right moves. Let's put it that way. What do you think Bergevin does during free agency? Well, I thought Bergevin really would go hard in free agency, but I'm having this kind of gut feeling that he doesn't now. I really think long-term Taylor Hall would be a good fit there, but at the same time, I don't think that's going to happen now. I think there's a solid argument to be had where you can expect possibly him adding another winner in free agency. So be on the lookout for maybe even the Hoffmans of the world. Take him into consideration if they're willing to take on that cap hit. I apologize for the delay stuff, guys. My software is just it has not had this kind of workload, especially back-to-back days. So just bear with me, guys. Anthony, they have a lot of cap room on paper, but if they are dealing with an internal cap hit, then I'm not sure. I think that they could possibly be in the running for the likes of an offer sheet to Matty Barzal, but they will need to play their cards right. It would take a little bit to happen, but it is a possibility. I think Byfield is NHL ready too. Completely agree. They shouldn't rush him, but he's definitely NHL ready. Yeah, no, I agree, Jaron, when it comes to the untouchables, for sure. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel, I really appreciate it, guys. Here we go. Detroit's on the clock. Trade. Another trade. The Kings just trade up with Detroit. Interesting. So Detroit moves down 6 spots, and they also gain a 97th overall pick as well. So they clearly did that because they feel comfortable with the guy that they're going for with their next selection for Detroit side of things. And LA felt that the player that they're going for is not going to be available by time 51 comes around. So it makes sense for both sides. We'll see who they go for. Mike Hoffman to the Habs. I think Hoffman to the Habs is a possibility. I think his cap hit would definitely be anywhere between 6.5 to 7.5 mil. Given the flat cap, though, I think you could see him more around the likes of 6.5. But he is going to command term and a cap hit for sure. It's just a matter if he'd be willing to go back to Canada as well. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Who won round 1? I think the I agree. I think the Ducks had a very strong round 1. I don't love their first round as much as say some other people do though. I thought it was good, but I don't think it was the best. I think Detroit did very well, obviously. But just thinking about teams that also had multiple picks, obviously I thought the Rangers did great, like unbiasedly speaking. That's a good question. I'm just trying to remember everything that transpired in the draft yesterday. I mean, I really liked Florida's pick too, so take that into account. The Devils, though, the Devils are huge winners from yesterday, no doubt about it. Getting both Holtz and Mercer and adding defensive help. Shakir is a solid talent as well. Yeah, no, I think Devils were arguably the biggest winner out of the first round yesterday. Anaheim right up there too. If you're Corey Crawford, what would you be looking at besides the Blackhawks? You're just looking for a contending team to have another run with. Probably staying out west. And we'll see. I'll answer your questions momentarily, guys. We're going to find out who the Kings pick here. Okay, another guy from the U.S. National Development Team, Brock Faber, defenseman. That's a guy who I don't know why you necessarily trade up for him. But at the same time, I get it. I understand the mean. They have their reasoning. Interesting pick. Very interesting pick. Yeah. Has your thoughts changed on taking Schneider, David? Yeah, no, I was never upset with Schneider. I was just upset because I had my hopes on Lafreniere. It was nothing against Schneider. It was just I was completely thrown off when Schneider was selected. I was not expecting that. Will the Rangers trade for a second round pick? I think it is a possibility. It's just a matter of when. We got to find out what happens with Ryan Strome, right? That's the biggest question. Mishek to Canes, nope, it didn't happen. Well, the New York, let's see. Thoughts on Kirill Kaprizov? Kaprizov is a monster. I'm ecstatic for Kaprizov. Kaprizov could be the Minnesota Wild's best impression of an Artemi Panarin, for instance. Kaprizov is going to come in the lineup and should do wonders for them. Fantastic playmaker and just a great all-around winner. He's been dominant for so long in the KHL. Oh, thanks, Black Thunder. Happy to have you here, and same to you, buddy. Thoughts on who the Caps should get? That's a good question. I think when it comes to the Caps, refresh me, when is their second round pick? I think that they should address the blue line, though. No doubt. I was thinking that there was a solid chance they do that in the first round, but Lapierre fell in their lap and they trade up for him, so that made sense. Who do you think will have the best pick in the draft? Expand on that a little bit, buddy. Even if Barzell gets an offer sheet, the Isles would match it. The worry is with Taves and Pullout. You know, Dino, I understand that, especially, but at the same time, if a team is smart, they're not going to offer sheet Barzell without the full intention of knowing that it can't be matched. You know, let's put it that way. It's not easy to just free up salary cap, especially if a team really gives Barzell his market value if you say we're to hit free agency, which would be anywhere between 10 and 11 mil. If a team really finds the cap room to make that happen, I find it hard pressed to say that Lou Lamoriello is going to be able to free up enough cap space in time to match that deal. I really do. That's where I think it would be interesting. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's always unlikely with offer sheets, but take it into account, man, because if a team just plays their cards right, like the Preds or the Panthers, for example, and they throw him a deal polar opposite of what the Habs did last year with Sebastian Aho, because the Habs completely undervalued the likes of Aho. That's why that deal was such a joke, and Carolina just said thank you right away and got him below his worth. You can't do that for an offer sheet. If you're a smart GM and you offer sheet, you have to do it with the full intent of knowing that that isn't going to get matched, even if you have to overpay a little bit, knowing it's a young, controllable guy like Barzal. He's fantastic. He would be worth giving up that cap for, no doubt in my mind. All right, I'm reading your questions, guys. Don't worry. I think yeah, you know, I completely agree on Byfield. What's up, Gamer Tempo? Yeah, no, I did the live stream, more of a last minute thing. That's why. What NHL team are you a fan of? I'm a Rangers fan, first of all. And if you're a fan in my division, do you hate the fact you could be facing? No, Anthony, I'm a Rangers fan. And I like the Panthers. I don't mind watching them at all. I like Barkov and Hubie Doobie Doo a lot, and I like Frank Vetrano quite a bit. What do you think of the goalie pickup by the Sens? I think it was a smart move for the Sens to get a young, controllable goaltender. And Murray, who's only 26 years of age, is an RFA. He won't command too heavy of a cap hit, and they have plenty of cap space. He will be there throughout the rebuild going forward, and I touched on that in a video. I did a separate video on that trade, so if you want to check it out, by all means, go for it. Is Schneider and Rangers no, David, no, not by any stretch of the imagination. Could he possibly be in the lineup in, say, maybe 2 years? Maybe, but realistically, he probably won't be in the show for 3 or 4 years. Defensemen normally take a little bit. Elon, are the Habs targeting a young star defenseman? I mean, they got Gooley. They could be going for a defenseman here too. Poirier is still available, so it leaves you wondering, maybe they could go that route. We'll see what happens. Where's Lafreniere, Rangers Day? I think Lafreniere will be on the third line unless he just absolutely blows them away in camp and forces them to, say, push down Kreider to the third line on the left wing, or make Kreider play his off wing of some position. Laf will be on the second or third line. It won't surprise me if he starts on the third. Can we trade for a second round pick, please? That'd be awesome. We'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see what happens with Strome here, guys. Wings need to draft a goalie Badger. Yeah, they do, but at the same time, Steve Yzerman is an absolute genius. I trust whatever decision he makes, and if he doesn't say go for one significantly in this year's draft, I don't think it's a big deal. Oh, I see though that goaltender was taken by the Blackhawks from the U.S. development team. Very interesting. Makes sense for them too. They need goaltending depth. He has strong numbers too through this past season playing for USA. What's up, guys? We got 60 viewers in here. Thank you all so much. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, let's get to 30 likes, guys. You know the drill by now. Okay, I'm just reading all your comments. Bear with me, guys. Who do you think the Canadiens Blue Jackets will do? I thought that was a strong trade for both sides. I think the Blue Jackets won it, no doubt. But I think for Montreal, Josh Anderson is a perfect guy. Is that exact type of big-bodied winner just overall in that offense that they can use greatly. You know, Habs have been known for so long as a smaller stature team on the offensive front. They love their smaller stature forwards. They normally do well, but Anderson brings a great balance, has a lot of potential. If you ignore his injuries this past year, he came off of a 47-point season with roughly 30 goals. So a lot of potentials there with Anderson. He's young. He's only 26 years of age. I like that deal a lot for both teams, but I think Blue Jackets came out winners in the end. I did a video on that yesterday too. How do you feel about the Wild draft so far? I like it a lot. I like the Wild draft picks a lot more than I do their trades. Can your Panthers offer sheet Barzal? You do. The Panthers can offer sheet Barzal, but they need to play their cards right. All right, here we go. Another American. This is nuts. I was not expecting to see so many guys in the U.S. National Development Team drafted in the second round like this. Good for him, though. Luke Tuck, the winner. Makes sense. Dude, Mishek is still available. Are you kidding me? Like, are you absolutely kidding me? Oh, that's Alex Tuck's brother. That's pretty sick. I didn't even realize that at first. That's awesome. And he's big body, too. He's 6'2", 203. He's just like Alex. That's actually pretty cool. If he stays healthy, like Alex, then good things are going to happen. Yeah, Darwin, I've liked their picks thus far. I think that the goaltender and also getting back in the first round, the German and Reichel, I thought they've been good moves so far. I feel like Tony going to be moved soon. Michael, I only see that happening if they reach a stalemate in arbitration for the Rangers, so I wouldn't bank on it, but it is a possibility. But still, I think the Rangers are trying to commit to Tony, at least for a bridge deal. What does Lafreniere remind me of? He reminds me a lot of the player comparison that he's thrown out, like the Mikko Rantanens of the world. He is very Crosby-esque with his playmaking ability. He has a big body, though, which is awesome for him. Yeah, he really is close to his comparison in Rantanen, just not as tall, but very similar style play. Faster skater, even more explosive than Rantanen in a lot of ways, in my opinion. I can't wait for Laf to play his first game with New York. Yeah, Darwin, I'm pretty sure Crawford's gone. But even then, you know, the goaltender is not going to be in for the Chicago for a couple of years, no doubt. So I wouldn't necessarily compare the two. The Winds could very well pick a goaltender later on. It would make sense. And the Habs are on the block again for their 48th pick. They just had the 47th. I like that pick for them with Luke Tuck, though. I don't think Kreider will or should play center, but I still remember when Kreider... Yeah, no, Kreider won't play center, trust me. Yeah, I'm going to just stop you there. He won't. I remember too, but it won't happen. What do you think about 5 for Ottawa? I think Sanderson's a great defenseman, but Ottawa had much better chances there, in my personal opinion. And they already have defensive depth, so it's not like they need to bank on getting a defenseman there at 5. They didn't need to do that. I think Sanderson will be very good for them, but... the fact that they didn't get the hometown boy, Marco Rossi, playing for the 67s, they're going to regret it, in my opinion. Yeah, no, the Winds can sign one of the goalie free agents for at least a short term. Yeah, Dino. I mean, I don't even think it's necessarily a team being dumb enough. Take that into account. Barzell's a fantastic talent, especially for a win-now team that doesn't need to necessarily have some first-round picks going forward. There are some teams that definitely would be interested. So, why was Murray traded? Murray was traded because of his contract situation, and he was the odd man out between him and Tristan Jarry. Jarry's going to be the #1 going forward as of now for the Pens. What do you think the Wild will do with their goalie? I think the Wild are going to sign a goaltender. I don't think they're trusting in Kaapo Kakkonen yet. I think they're probably going to wait another year in that. I think Stalock stays. And I think they will be going for a goaltender in free agency. All right, here we have the next pick for the Habs. Oh, his mic was off. Big steal. Big steal. Habs. That makes up for, say, their getting Gooley over some other guys. Not a bad pick. Oh, they got a stud. Habs got a stud, guys. They got Mishek. That was great. Great. Love that. Brian, I wouldn't necessarily agree on that. He's normally a left winger, and he normally brings down the puck on that left side for his shot. So I don't necessarily know how much I agree with that per se, but he can play the right wing. There's no doubting that. Darwin, I think if he goes to a team in the West, it very well could be maybe even Minnesota, for instance. Just something to consider. Do you know what time the draft ends today? It says around 2:30 Eastern time as of now. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. We got just roughly 60 viewers in here, so hit that like and subscribe button. As always, really appreciate it. Yeah, no, great pick for the Habs. Mishek, great pick. What's up, guys? We got 60 viewers in here. Happy to have you all. Really appreciate it. How's everyone doing? But how rounds 2 through 7? Well, I believe they're gonna be showing the entire second round, and I'm pretty sure after that everything's gonna go a lot faster. It's gonna be very quick. It's not gonna be taken nearly as slow as the second round. Has Gunler been drafted yet? Yes, Gunler was drafted by Carolina earlier in the second round. Great pick for them. I think the Rangers should trade Buchnevich and move Kreider to right wing. Yeah, I think Buchnevich is expendable. I think the Rangers will make moves. It's something to watch, though, is Jesper Fast, no doubt. All right, the Flames are making the pick at number 50. Here we go, guys. Interesting. I like that. I like that for the Flames. Adding that defensive depth, I like that a lot. Interesting fact, too, Kuznetsov is the youngest player to join NCAA for their hockey, for UConn, and just NCAA overall since Werenski. Very impressive. That's telling, too, because Werenski's fantastic. We'll see how Kuznetsov does and how long he takes to get to the NHL level, but I like that move for the Flames. They need more defensive help. How do I feel about the trades? They've definitely been entertaining. The Murray one was great for Ottawa's sake, especially. I thought the Preds were really lucked out in that deal for the likes of shipping off Bonino and bringing in Kunin and freeing up that cap space. Yeah, I like a lot of the things that have been happening. Oh, thanks so much, Michael. No problem, buddy. Thanks so much for being here. Wild and Jets got steals. Yeah, no, I agree. F in the chat for Arizona. Buffalo was so dumb they could have. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think Quinn's bad by any means, but I would have loved it if they didn't pass up on Rossi at least. What do you think of Alex Pietrangelo? Pietrangelo is one of the best overall defensemen in the entire NHL. That's what I think of him. He's fantastic. He's so consistent. He's a leader in the locker room, leader on the ice. Easily, in my mind, top 4 defenseman in the NHL. Definitely higher than a lot of other people that have him, because he doesn't put up as much numbers as, you know, the John Carlsons and the Roman Yossis of the world, but his defensive game is better than both. So, how do you feel about trading up to 19, getting Braden Schneider? No, I like Schneider a lot. I'm really happy about that pick. I was just upset that they didn't get Lapierre. But that was just me, because I was really set in stone on the Rangers getting Lapierre at first. But I really like Schneider, so it's okay. Detroit's making their pick at 51. Just had to come in, drop a big let's go. Yeah, no, I love that pick for Mishek especially. Here we go. Stevie Y does what he does best, and he continues to bring in Europeans, and another for London with the likes of Theodor Niederbach. Interesting. Like I said, I trust Stevie Y a lot. Playing in the juniors for Team Sweden, he had over 40 points in 40 games. He had 15 goals and 33 assists, so nice stats. Yeah, no, another Swede to Detroit. I like it. I like that a lot. They go so well with each other. Dawes has not been drafted yet. Tampa back-to-back, Michael. They definitely have a strong chance. You know, we say this every year with teams that win the cup, but I think it really all depends on how drastic their team is going to be this offseason. Like, what they're going to do to free up cap space. Thank you all so much for being here, though, guys. We got 60 viewers. You guys are real ones. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, it's always appreciated, guys. But thank you ahead of time. All right, Pittsburgh is up on the clock now, so we're going to see what happens with them. Daniel, no, I don't think Tony gets traded. I think that they are going to get a contract done. But at the same time, if it reaches a stalemate in arbitration, then that's where things could get a little dicey. So we'll see. Oh, okay. All right. The Pens take Joel Boquist here. Interesting. Bold to take a goaltender like this in the second round. Very interesting for the Pens. Very interesting for the Pens. Seriously. Makes sense, though, to add to that goaltending depth, but I'm surprised they did it so sudden. Mike, yes, I know. I got to answer your comments still, buddy. I apologize too, guys. In my videos, it takes me a little bit to answer some people's comments just because of how many they are, and I've been so hectic, so busy lately. But Mike, yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm happy that you knew about Shakir because of us. Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. Steven we were only 5 spots off from him being drafted in the first round, so that was pretty cool. And the Leafs still took a Russian, which is what our assumption was given their scouting there, but they took the other Russian in Amarov, which he's fantastic in his own right, so that's fine. But yeah, no, I do like that pick for the Devils for sure, especially because Schneider wasn't available. That definitely was probably the second guy they were going for if Schneider wasn't there. Did they just take Nico Dawes? No, they didn't. They took a Finnish goaltender. Yeah, I know. It is kind of funny. Come on, trade Buchnevich. I don't know. I don't see Buch getting traded today, at least. I don't know. I think Strom's going to be dealt before Buch if I had to make an assumption. But we're at 60 viewers here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, let's get to 50 likes. I know we'll do it because you guys are all real ones. But thank you ahead of time. Leafs do anything? The Leafs traded their pick earlier, so I don't believe the Leafs have drafted yet in the second round because they traded their pick for, I believe, 2 picks. Yes, I'm just blanking on who what the team was right now. What was the next pick for my Panthers in the 3rd round? I have no clue, Anthony. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't. You would think that they would address defense, however, so I hope for their sake that's what they do. Yes, Darwin. All right, Carolina's about to make their pick. Who do we think Carolina's picking with the 53rd overall pick? Yeah, Darwin, I do think Strome could be dealt. And yeah, that would be cool. But at the same time, I feel like Dylan might be on his way out in Chicago, so I don't think that's happening. Kuznetsov is a defenseman. No, I don't believe there's a relation to Evgeny. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that's the case. Who was the guy the Wings took? Their last pick was a Swedish centerman, who I think was a very solid pick for them. Drafted higher than one would have expected, but he has good playmaking ability. And Stevie Y does great with Europeans. And Detroit and Swedes go so hand in hand. So. Okay, Carolina takes another forward. This time, Pomerarov. Interesting pick. They've just loading up on the... I mean, that makes sense. They have their defensive depth. Adding that center depth makes a lot of sense for them. Carolina has a very sneaky good prospect pool. Like, really good. So they're just adding to it. I like that pick a lot. You know, he was supposed to go really in the top 40. So very strong pick for Carolina. I like that. You guys are funny. Yes, Leafs did swap with Ottawa. That is correct. What is up, guys? We got 60 people in here. You guys have been awesome. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get to 50 likes. I know you guys are real ones. And we can try to beat the last live stream of, what was it? Over 120 likes. That'd be sick. But if we can, that's perfectly fine too. It's just fun because the more you like it, the more the stream gets out there too for the viewers. So take that into account, guys. That's why I really try to push it, because it helps the algorithm a lot. Oh yeah, no, thank you, Darwin. How the Wild picked, and if they did, how did they? The Wild have picked multiple times. They've done well. They got Marco Rossi in the first round. Then in the second round, they got Marat. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. Another centerman, great prospect. And then they got Ryan O'Rourke, a defensive prospect who's really solid. Ooh, the Flyers take Emile Andre. I like Emile Andre a lot. Good pick for the Flyers. Young, puck-moving defenseman. Still a little bit rough around the edges in some aspects of his game, but he can be very strong and possibly be a top 4 defenseman. I would say at this time his potential is probably just top 6, but he's a guy who can contribute on the power play for sure. I've done my little bit of homework on Emile Andre. I've liked him a little bit. Good pick. I like him for the Flyers there. Adding defensive depth. Makes you wonder if maybe they're going to be moving some defensemen sooner rather than later this offseason. We'll see. And Anthony, where did the Panthers pick? I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll find it for you. Hey, just gone. Who did the Flames pick and your view on them? Who did the Flames pick? Why am I blanking right now? Oh, the Flames picked a defenseman, Kuznetsov, playing in the NCAA, which I thought was a very good pick for them, adding defensive depth. He's the youngest guy to go into the NCAA to be playing for a team since Zach Werenski, which is impressive because Werenski's a fantastic talent. So take that into account. Who is on the clock now is the Detroit Red Wings once again. They're having a great draft. Sign Turris for cheap 2C. John, I don't see that happening. I think maybe Turris would be a solid bottom 6 option, especially because he is a good two-way centerman. I think he will be a consideration given the fact that his cap hit won't be anything significant because he's still getting paid by Nashville just over a longer stretch of time. So they could definitely land him for around $1 million. So we'll see. That is something to consider. I wouldn't be against Turris in the bottom 6, but not as a 2C, however. I really like the trades so far, Logan. A lot of them have happened. Really like the deals, especially what Nashville has done this far. I have no clue, Nate, to answer your question. Oh, Cross Hannes. Look at him. They're showing the highlights of him doing the lacrosse goal. Interesting. Little nifty skill player. I like that. I like that. You know, I like this. I really do. Stevie Y's killing it right now. I think he's doing a great job. I really can't complain with any of his picks thus far. Yeah, Jaron, I agree. That goal was nice. No doubting. Just make sure he's not going to be too overzealous. Should Wild fans accept Rossi to start right away, Logan? Yeah, I think the Wild fans should expect Rossi in the next season. It's not a guarantee, obviously, but he's done everything on the junior level, and I don't see how much benefit he would get playing in the AHL. So yeah, I would expect Rossi possibly being thrown in that top 6 right away for the Wild. You know, he should be their next #1 centerman, no doubt in my mind. But what is up, guys? We got 60 viewers in here. Thank you all so much for being here. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here, as always. And I really appreciate y'all. I really do. So thank you again.
Selection in the 2020 NHL Draft. Here is Doug Wilson Jr. of the San Jose Sharks.
Here's the Sharks with their pick. Tristan Robbins. Okay. You know, I think that's good for the Sharks. Doesn't hurt to add to the offensive depth. I would have thought they would have went with defense there, however. Found that a little surprising. Poirier is still available. Can we just take a moment to let that settle in? Like, seriously. Do you think Zari's ready? I'm sure. No, I don't think Zari's ready. I think he will definitely take at least 2 to 3 years before hitting the league. Zary has more developing to do. He needs to work on his skating. Yeah, I don't think Zari's ready yet. Do you see the Wild sign any free agents? And I think they will sign a goaltender. Yes, I will be. I would definitely be looking out for a veteran goaltender for them to add, along with the likes of Stalock. And I probably will not be streaming free agency. I'm probably going to be too busy that day. I will be making videos, however, when certain players land in free agency, where they land exactly. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, no, I probably won't be doing a stream that day. Every pick that goes by, I feel like the chances of Strome getting goes up, and he's a Ranger next season. I mean, it's possible, Michael, but you know the Rangers are stealth. They don't give out any information beforehand for the most part. And he needs to get qualified today. Today is the deadline for the qualifying offers. So we're going to find out that answer today or not as to if he's qualified. It doesn't mean the Rangers can't trade him if they qualify him, however. Take that into account. Because they can trade him and then say they don't reach an agreement in arbitration and then they walk. They either just don't sign him or, they don't come to agreement or they trade him. Would I want Steven Stamkos? No. Rangers have their chances multiple times over the years. They would have to give up a haul to give up Stammer, and they would probably lose in that trade in the end, given Stammer's injuries, the cap situation. It's too much. The Rangers have better options. I wouldn't be upset if Stammer became a Ranger, obviously, but that ship has sailed in my mind. If that happened, it would have happened a couple years ago. Yeah, Lundqvist is definitely going to Washington. It does upset me personally, just because I'm a Rangers fan. But at the same time, I will be rooting for Hank. And hopefully, if fans are allowed back in attendance, I will be attending Caps games next season for sure to see Hank play. Love Hank. I'll be happy wherever he goes. It doesn't matter to me, really. Who are some players on the trade block? Well, there's a lot of players on the trade block. If you want to check out my previous videos, I talked about a lot of them regarding TSN's trade bait board. And there's some bigger name guys that we've seen on the block thus far. Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused. Why let him walk as UFA? No, I agree, Michael. I don't think they'll do that. I really don't. Unless they purposely do it because they have a trade in the works for a 2C in which Strome isn't part of that deal. But even then, I don't see the Rangers walking. It wouldn't make much sense. What would it take for Stammer or Eichel? It would take a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm just refreshing the stream because it's collapsing on me. Yeah, no, I don't have a definite answer for how much it would take for Stammer Eichel, but it would be a haul. But the returns would be different between Eichel and Stammer. I can guarantee you that. And free agency, who do you think the Rangers would want to sign? I think the Rangers are going to look to add a depth defenseman on that left side. When it comes to free agency, I think I could see them possibly adding a centerman in that bottom six, if not top six. It really all depends on Strome at the end of the day. Guy that comes into mind with the Rangers consider him as a 2C for the foreseeable future. I'm not sure if they would, especially given the fact of him and Strome aren't vastly different in their point production. Did you hear that Vancouver may not? Yeah, no, Vancouver is not keeping Toffoli. All indication that he's going to walk. Yeah, no, they did lose some picks and a solid prospect in Madden, but at the end of the day, that's a risk you take when you're getting a rental. Yeah, no, they messed up with Toffoli. They really did. Same thing with Markstrom. Would Rangers try to get Tyler Toffoli? I doubt it. Toffoli would make little to no sense for the Rangers side of things. And I apologize if this is lagging, guys. Like I said, my software has been stupid, especially because I streamed for so long yesterday. So just bear with me. Hala is a very realistic option, for sure. I can agree with you on that, Michael. Do you see Fleury getting traded? No. I think Fleury will be bought out. I find it hard-pressed to say Fleury's going to get traded, and a team would want to take on that cap hit. But I could be wrong. I just think a buyout is more realistic at this point in time. Yeah, Kevin, I think he is a guy the Rangers will consider, but not as a 2C. I wouldn't love that idea for the Rangers, even in the short term, because it wouldn't be an upgrade over Strome, obviously. Yes, it would be a small cap hit, which would be sensible, but I think the Rangers are going to really try to start competing as soon as next year. So I think Turris would be a good bottom six option, not a 2C. He has a very strong two-way game, and he can be on the penalty kill too, which is intriguing, and you get him for little to nothing. Yeah, no, Wenberg is definitely a guy I wouldn't mind in the bottom six too. Very strong defensive game. Rangers need help with that. Yeah, I know, Nate. It is unfortunate. They've definitely reached a stalemate in their negotiations. It's not looking hot for Vancouver. Why is this taking so long? Am I the only one that's thinking this is taking longer than it should for this next pick? But we got 60 people in here. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. You're all real ones. Oh, we have a trade.
NHL Draft to the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for pick number 124 in the 2020 draft and Tampa's second round pick in the 2021 draft. That means Tampa Bay is now on the clock.
Oh wow, Tampa traded up and gave up their 127th pick in this year's draft and a second round pick next year. Interesting. Very interesting. Who does Tampa want here that they're trading up for? That's a big question. What's Breezeball thinking? We're going to find out momentarily. Interesting. Especially with trading with the Habs too, you know? You don't see that very often. Yeah, Michael, I don't know how much I would factor Torts into things, but yeah, I can understand your point there. Yeah, no, Nate, you're a CBJ fan, so I know you have a better idea than I do. But when it comes to Wenberg, he's more of a defensively reliable forward than a lot of the guys in the Rangers lineup. He's definitely a guy that they could use in their bottom six and on the penalty kill. I apologize for the lag too, guys. Just bear with me. Oh, no need to apologize, Gavin. I'm happy to have you, buddy. And what's up, my man? Let's go, Rangers. Happy to have you back. This entire draft has been extra slow. I agree. I definitely agree. Where do you think Fleury will end up? Red Wings are a consideration, but at the same time, I feel like the Wings, if they go for a goaltender, they're going to go more long-term, like how Ottawa did with Matt Murray. I don't know if they'll necessarily go short-term for a guy like Flower. Yeah, no, you're right, Nathan. Ooh, okay, they get Jack Finley. I like that pick for Tampa. Good pick. Good pick. I'm surprised. I was a little surprised that Finley wasn't taken already. I like that for Tampa. Wow. Finley's 6'6". I knew he was tall, but damn. I don't think the Wild should take a flyer on Turris just because of the amount of, you know, fairly mediocre centermen they have now with the moves that they made this offseason. Really bottom six guys. Turris would just add to that. And, you know, that buyout went in hand with that trade with Nashville earlier today. So, I don't know. And I'm great, buddy. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, guys. It means a lot. Do you think the Wild should get Flower? I think that's a consideration if he's bought out. I can definitely get with that, Brian, for short term if they're trying to compete next year, which they are. Solid pickup for Tampa. I like that. I like Finley there. What's up, buddy? Happy to have you back. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. We got roughly 60 viewers. You guys are awesome. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel. If you could get any of these players in free agency for the Rangers. Bobby Ryan, of those three, but none, to answer your question. I don't want the Rangers to go for any of those players, nor do I think that they're going to even attempt to be perfectly honest with you. Doesn't make sense for any of them. Might have to pull it. This draft is taking so long. I'm good, just tired. So yeah, no, I'm exhausted, buddy. Yeah, I had like little to no sleep last night. I had classes this morning for Zoom, and yeah. And no, that's true, Nate. That is a possibility. I feel like he could fit under Torts' system better. Yeah, no, Danny. I think Wemberg could be a solid option in the bottom six, but we'll see. We'll see. The Rangers are definitely weighing their options. All right, let's see. Who do you think is the best goalie in the league right now? I mean, Vasilevsky made a great argument. He really did. But like based off the season, especially, Connor Hellebuyck had a remarkable year for the Jets with a subpar defense in front of him. I think Hellebuyck really could have made things happen had the Jets not had Scheifele and Laine hurt in that qualifying round against the Flames. So good arguments for both, but it's still, as great as Vasi was, it's still hard for me to go up against Hellebuyck currently, given this past season. Lainer is a very good argument as well. He's a great goalie too. Let's go with Johnny G. Johnny G, you mean Gaudreau? I don't want the Rangers to go after Gaudreau at all. They can't afford him. And they have a plethora of left wingers now. It wouldn't make sense. Laner was a wall, but Hellebuyck's still better. Brian, yeah, no, that is a possibility too. You'd have Vegas, if they're trying to make moves this offseason and help that defense, and you know, they're not really going to be able to retain much in a situation where they do a trade like that. And that's a fair argument, Brian. I think he's close. I don't think he's number one, but he's definitely up there. Yeah, no, I don't think Price is the best goalie in the league. I think he's up there too, but I don't think he's the best goalie in the league. That's just my personal opinion, though. I don't think Abdelkader's completely out of the realm of possibility, Michael, but he's been so injury prone, it really just wouldn't make sense for the Rangers. They could go down other cheap options in that bottom six for sure, than Abdelkader. That's why I don't think it would make too much sense to them. You know, I just don't see it. Where is the draft at right now? Well, Boston just picked a guy, defenseman, and Mason Lowry, I should say, which was a very interesting pick. I don't have a lot of background on him, but now we're at 59 with the Toronto Maple Leafs picking. No, I don't want it. No, the Rangers have two great young goaltenders. That's why Hank got by on in the first place. Trust me. It'll have to be in a different world, in a different life, where I see Braden Holtby in a Rangers sweater. I'm draining this upcoming season because Columbus has two amazing goaltenders. Yeah, no, they could lose. Nate, I know this is going to upset you, but just realize that between Elvis and Korpisalo, they're definitely not going to both be there long term. Because the Blue Jackets have a great prospect pool with their goaltending as it is, and they're able to give up at least one of those goaltenders either via trade or to Seattle possibly and handle it. So I know you love Elvis is great, Korpisalo's been great too, but they'll be okay in the end. It just sucks because obviously you build a relationship with these players as a fan and you don't want to see them go. So I understand that. I know Vasi has a good D to back him up. Yeah, no, I know, Brian. He was phenomenal in this year's playoffs. Sam Bennett would be great for the Rangers, but I'm not sure how much they would consider that and the type of deal that they would have to do to make it happen. I wouldn't be against Sam Bennett at all, though. I like Bennett. He steps up in big games. Okay, Toronto gets Ronnie Hirvonen. I like that pick for them. I've done a little bit of homework on Hirvonen. He was expected to go somewhere in the second round. So, nice pickup for Toronto. Toronto just not addressing defense, though. It's just... Granted, I know Toronto has defensive prospects, per se, with the likes of Liljegren and, of course, Sandin. But still, Poirier's still available, man. What the heck? Seriously, what the heck? We got 50 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel, as always. Did anyone pick... yes, they did. I'm trying to remember who, but I recall him being drafted already. I'm just blanking on exactly who it was. So just bear with me. I'll try to remember in a second. Jamie. Yeah, no, I understand that, Nate. I do. Especially given Columbus and that whole factor itself. They're doing rounds 2 through 7. Yep. You know, I don't think that was a bad pick for the Leafs, but, you know, I'd hope for their sake that they do address defense sooner rather than later. Poirier's still sitting there, man. He was viewed to arguably go in the first round. Yeah, why isn't Toronto listening to us, you know? Well, they should have listened to us. We know what we're talking about, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. We're just armchair GMs over here. What do you think Peters will be drafted, Julian? That's a good question. I really don't know. He's one of those guys where I don't know what the ceiling is on him, which is why I really can't give you an accurate answer, Julian, to be perfectly honest. Especially when we get in when we get into the mid to later rounds, I'm definitely more unfamiliar with a lot of these prospects, like a lot of you guys are. So it's going to be just breaking it down, really focusing on more of the teams that I follow, to really get an idea of what these guys are going to be like going forward. I mean, I hope not, Nate. I really hope not. I really like Kakalainen a lot, your guys' GM. So hopefully things take a turn. Hold on, guys. I will be right back. I just got to use the bathroom real quick, but just bear with me. It'll only be a minute. All right, guys, we're back. Yeah, Julian, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, actually being Belgium? I'm not saying you're wrong. I am curious on that. Yes, right. That is when Seattle starts, I believe, after this this upcoming season. What's up, guys? We got 50 people in here. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get to 50 likes. Have to welcome back. Thanks, Mark. I think Dorian has done a far better job within these past couple years regarding his drafting and certain moves. Has been fantastic. I thought it wasn't a good deal per se with the likes of Erik Karlsson, but Josh Norris was part of that deal. I do believe, so that was great for them at least. Mike Hoffman, they got rid of for literally nothing, given everything that happened in that ugly situation. They definitely could have handled things better, no doubt about it, but they are in the right direction now. I do like a lot of moves they're making. Still would have liked it if they say one with Rossi at 5 over Sanderson in this year's draft, but really outside of that, I think that they've done a fine job. I like their move for Murray as well. What do you think about what the Habs did today? I really like what the Habs did today, especially around. So, and I'll explain that when I do a recap of the draft as well. I'll be doing that probably later today. Sorry, guys, for the lag. I apologize. My software is just really not appreciating being used for like 24 hours straight, it seems. Yeah, no, that's a very good point, Nate. I think that they should have addressed defense there. But I don't think Hervonen was a bad pick by any means. Just was a little surprising to see him go to Toronto. Finally. This took so long. Oh yeah, sorry, Mark. Yeah, no, to summarize, I loved Mishek going to the Habs. I think that's going to be one of the biggest steals of this year's draft. I know it's lagging a lot. I apologize, guys. It's going to continue to lag on and off throughout the stream. It's just nothing I can really do about it at this point in time. It's because I've been using my software so much lately. And yes, Norris is a stud. The Rangers' next pick is in the 3rd round. That's crazy that there was only one Belgium, though. Yeah, no, especially Zayd, Nate. Yeah, a lot of guys for sure. I'm still waiting on Poirier. Like, I can't believe Poirier hasn't been picked yet. What software do I use? I usually use either OBS Studio or Streamlabs, and Streamlabs has been absolutely horrendous for me. Past couple times I've tried using it. OBS has been better, but still not that great. If I mute myself, guys, it's just because I'm eating goldfish and I don't want to get all ASMR with you people. Oh, wait, we have another trade to announce. Rangers just traded Elias Anderson. Rangers just traded Elias Anderson, guys. Oh my god. Just for the 60th. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of value, but wow. No way. Wow. Holy moly. Statboy Steven is going to have a lot to say about this because I'm going to be talking to him shortly after this draft today. Because I'm going to be doing a recap video with him and the Rangers. Oh my god, because he met Elias a bunch of times. He's like, he has a good relationship with him. That's nuts. Wow. And they pick William Cooley. I'm in shock right now. 6'3", has some size to him. I like that for the Rangers. Just was not expecting that. Wow, guys. All right, let's read your comments. You love that? That's all it took. Wayne should have jumped on all of that. Yeah, oh my god. This is just... all right, so the Rangers basically got, it looks like a power forward. Okay. You're right. They did trade up for a pick, but I did not expect it. I didn't expect it to be Elias either. Wow. Running as administrated. What do you mean by that, gamer tempo? Wow, this is nuts, guys. Yeah, no, I'm happy for Elias too. It's just crazy because when you look back at that draft for the Rangers, you know, they were locked in on Elias Pettersson so hard, but then Vancouver swooped him at 5. So then the Rangers just went for their second best sweet option, Elias, and everything really went downhill for them. It's unfortunate. I wish Elias the best. I don't have any ill will against him. But yeah, another left winger. Interesting for the Rangers. But they have their eyes on him. I trust the Rangers. I'm not worried about this pick. Let's put it that way. That's bizarre. Yeah, Julian. Elias is gone. Now it's one last thing the Rangers fans have to talk about, you know, because he's always been a headline really every year since he's been drafted. But we got 50 people in here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. As always, guys, let's get to 50 likes. Yeah, Julian, it's really up in the air. I think both parties were at fault regarding that situation. I'm not going to necessarily blame one over the other completely. Here we go, Sens. Wow, though, very interesting pick for the Rangers. Again, they continue to surprise me, seriously. All right, and the Senators get Igor Sokolov, pardon me. Left winger, 6'4", 235. Ooh, he's big. He is big, Igor. Oh my. And he's 20 array. Okay, interesting. He's an older player. Right click on OBS and run administrator. It helps your PC run smoother. Okay, yeah, no, I'll check that out, Gamer Tempo. Thank you. That guy tripped coming on the ice in the game. Brian, I was at that game when he tripped on the ice. It was a Rangers home opener this past year. I was there. I saw it live. I have the video of it that I recorded. Do you think there was truth to Elias' words in saying there was bullying in the locker room? No, I don't think that there was bullying per se. I think that there was mistreatment, but to say he was full on bullied, he was in the AHL, so it is something to think about. But I do find it hard pressed to say that he was full on bullied. Matthew, yes, they are. They really are. Oh, I'm sorry, Nate. Igor is big country. And Tampa just made their pick now, too. We got 50 likes. You guys are real ones. Now let's start building our way to 100. We probably won't get there, but it'll be fun nonetheless. Ooh, I like this pick. Another centerman for Tampa. They just love loading that offense. They do not hold anything back. Seriously. Another guy, when it comes to Gage, who probably got a little bit under-scouted. Yeah, Fiala, roasting Kaprizov is going to be disgustingly good. Like, so good. I can't even begin to tell you. Okay, yeah, no, I will. Thank you, Gamer Tempo. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Chicago's picks? I like Chicago's picks a lot, especially the first round. I like Reichel there. And Tampa signed Sergachev long-term D is set for years. Yeah, no, I agree, Mark. It will not be an easy task, however, unless he signs a bridge deal, which is a possibility at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens. They have a lot of work to do, though, no question. Yeah, you're right, Elvis. I mean, Nate, that's why he looked familiar, because I definitely recognized him, like, oddly. So that makes a lot of sense. We got 50 people in here, roughly. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a ton. Hit that like and subscribe button, as always, if you're new to the channel. What is up, everybody? How we doing? How we doing? I'm still like almost starstruck a little bit by that Rangers pick. I was not expecting that. What is up, though, guys? How are we feeling? They need to draft young forwards so they can use cheap contracts to compete. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. They're definitely going to benefit from having younger forwards going forward, similar to Toronto. Sokolov was at Columbus's development camp last year and was dominant. I'm shocked they did not sign him. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, if that's the case, yeah, no, I would be surprised too. They obviously have their reasons, though. I really do trust CBJ is really strong with their scouting. So they definitely have their reasons one way or the other. What's up, though, guys? We got 50 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a ton. Okay, this is from Vincent Mercogliano, currently talking to William Cooley, who was just drafted by the Rangers. This is how he describes himself as a player, which makes so much sense for the Rangers. I'm a power forward. I play a pretty rough and tough game, and I like to score goals as well. I model my game after Tom Wilson. Perfect for the Rangers. Absolutely perfect for the Rangers. That's all I need to know, truly. I'm puzzled by CBJ first round pick, though. Mark, yeah, I'm puzzled that they went for him there. I really thought that they could have gone him in any other round outside of the first, given all the players that were available. I found that surprising too. But they do covet him for good reason. CBJ's been great with their scouting in Europe and in Russia. So I'm not surprised. Let's put it, if there's anyone that's going to do it, it's Jarmo Kekalainen, honestly. What's up, though, guys? How we feeling? How we feeling? We got around 50 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. We're having fun. This was a live stream that I originally wasn't planning to do today, and then the opportunity presented itself, so I'm happy I'm here. Rangers saw what worked these last few years and took notice. Schneider and Coley definitely a type there. Yeah, no, I completely agree, Michael. The good thing about these players for the Rangers' sake, too, is that they are not, you know, like the Dylan McIlraths of the world. Like, they're not just big bite in your face. They have plenty of skill along with them as well, especially Schneider. So I do like these moves for the Rangers. I do. I trust in Jeff Gorton. Although I have to say that without any junior playoffs, this is in a weird situation. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, you're right, Mark. While that's true, Nate, at the same time, I think that's a risk that they could have taken still and came out fine in the end. That's just my personal opinion, though. I am curious to see how many other teams had him on their radar and how high, because obviously we don't know. So Detroit got a defenseman, and the Leafs got a defenseman. Happy the Leafs finally got a defenseman. They got Niemela, and Detroit got Donovan Sabranga. I like that for Detroit as well. Doesn't hurt to add more defensive help for them. What's up, USA Hockey? And I like that trade for the Rangers. I think it's one of those things where, you know, things came to an end with Elias. We all knew this. It wasn't surprising. Was surprised to see him get dealt today, however. I wasn't expecting that. And the Rangers now got a power forward that models his game after Tom Wilson. So something the Rangers can desperately use in the lineup within the next couple years to help around the youth. So I like that move for the Rangers a lot. Oh, that's cool, Nate. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, no, they finally did now, at least at 64. I just want to know, why is Poirier still available? Someone, find this information out. I need to find out why. What am I missing here? Poirier's still available, is he not? I don't believe he was drafted. We got 55 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here too, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button, of course, if you're new to the channel. But seriously, what is happening with Poirier? Can you recap any trades today? I'm driving and I'm unable to watch or see the news. All right, Jason. Well, Matt Murray was traded to the Ottawa Senators for a second round pick and a prospect. Nick Bonino was traded to the Minnesota Wild in return for Luke Kunin, and a couple draft picks were going both ways. Those are really the only significant player trades. Besides that, we've just seen a lot of pick trades between teams moving up or down. And the Rangers traded away prospect Elias Anderson just now for the LA Kings 60th overall pick. And guys, just so you know, I will be recapping the draft with Statboy Steven probably today after this live stream. I'll be doing a separate video. And I'll probably even do a separate video on the Rangers regarding all the picks that they've made with Statboy Steven. So they will probably be separate. I'm looking for that. The NYR Twitter accounts all seem to hate the Cooley pick, by the way. Yeah, no, Michael, I think that they're just naive. They don't know much about Cooley. You know, they said, a lot of Ranger fans said the same exact stuff about Vitaly Kravtsov. When I was always a fan of Kravtsov, I was really looking forward to him going into that year's draft. I was not upset that the Rangers didn't take Wahlstrom. So just take those things into consideration. Fans are always going to be upset. They're always going to be confused, especially when they don't know the player well. Is Peters already drafted? No, he's not, Julian. I was a little surprised by the Murray trade, but I knew he was going to be dealt anytime now. And Ottawa did look like a front runner at times. Chicago was the latest, but they couldn't reach an extension. The reason I said that is because it allowed Montreal to pick Cooley as a big D-man. He is ranked in the top 5. No, I like that pick for Montreal. I thought that maybe they could have done a little bit better because their defense is fine right now. And when you look at their prospect pool, they have a plethora of defensemen on that left side at least. So we'll see what happens. I like Montreal, what they've done in this second round, especially. But what's up, guys? Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, let's get to 60 likes, boys. I know we can do it because you all are real ones. They're cranky because he models it. I mean, I think that's perfect, Nate. I don't think that's something to be. I think that's something that you don't like if you're an opposing fan. Let me put it that way. You know, Brendan Lemieux for the Rangers tries to model his game after the likes of Tom Wilson. So, for the most part, you enjoy him on your roster when he makes things happen, can be physical, and get in the faces of big-time players on the opposing team. And you especially hate him when you're the opposing team playing him. So, I think Cooley won't be much different. And Cooley has the size. Lemieux doesn't have the size. Cooley has a very similar build to Tom Wilson. He's 6'3", over 200 pounds. So, oh, Michael, don't even talk to me if it's Herman. Adam Herman, don't even get me started on Adam Herman, man. Seriously. I don't even remember the last time I read anything that man has spoken. What is up, guys? How's everyone doing? You enjoying the draft thus far? How are you guys feeling about your teams? Are you happy with the picks that they made? Sad? Let me know. How's everybody doing? Oh, we're on a commercial. I just realized that too. Okay. The Oilers have not qualified Andreas Athanasiou and Matt Benning. They will be unrestricted free agents. Just so you guys know, if you're curious at all. Yeah, Michael, I honestly haven't looked at his draft stuff either, however. Not that he is necessarily not knowledgeable with the draft. I know he is. I follow a lot of people as they are regarding my information, and Adam isn't one of them, nor does he really need to be one of them for me. So, yeah, that's really all it is. Happy with San Jose? Good. I'm glad, Acadia. Yes, not only have the Rangers got the prospect in Schneider, but their recent pick as well. Yeah, no, I agree, Brian. What happened, Mark? Why do you say, oh, damn? What'd I miss? Oh, yeah, Dominic Simone got, yeah, he didn't get qualified either. I had a feeling that might happen. But yeah, Athanasiou, which I figured, and Benning. I thought one of them wouldn't be qualified, but both of them is somewhat surprising. All right, Nate, you do what you gotta do then, buddy. Get those priorities out of the way. How's everybody doing though, guys? Hit that like and subscribe button, as always, if you're new to the channel. Which goalies have been drafted? Askarov, the Finnish goaltender, I'm blanking on his name right now. A goaltender from the U.S. development team as well, I believe, to the Blackhawks. I'm just blanking on their names. Okay, Damon Hunt goes to the Minnesota Wild, defenseman at 65. Oh, okay, I got you, Brian. Would say, yeah, Michael, I felt that I want Athanasiou to the Rangers for the longest time, but his defensive game is just so out there. I don't know how much it would benefit the Rangers per se. He's high flying, he's entertained, but he's very one-dimensional. And I think that could draw the Rangers back from showing interest in him. Dallas still being available. You think that baffles you? Poirier being available still baffles me. Like, are you kidding me? That's what baffles me, at least. How many picks are in round 2? Well, I believe, aren't we out around? Yeah, we're out of round 2 now. We're in round 3. We're in round 3 now. So, to answer your question, there's that. And I'm assuming that once round 3's done, they'll just make this go faster. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, they're already showing the pick for the LA Kings now at 66. It's going to be Casper. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I believe he is Finnish, however. Simone Tavel? You know, I got you, Mark. Yeah, Brian, I wouldn't put too much into that, though, however, because it is the Detroit Red Wings. Basically, every player in that lineup is going to have a bad plus-minus. You know, that's just bound to happen. I know he did have, like, the worst in the AHL last year, though. Yeah, he is Finnish, Casper, I figured. All right, he had good numbers last year in the Finnish Junior League. Had 25 goals, 32 assists in 48 games. Nice. 30 picks in round 2. Arizona forfeited their pick. Yep. Yeah, seriously. What is up, though, guys? We got 50 people in here. Do you think Peters will be drafted? I would hope so. I just don't know where. I really don't. Blomqvist, yes, that is the Finnish goaltender, Michael, I believe. All right, Ian Moore is going to the Anaheim Ducks, defenseman. Ducks are so great at drafting defensemen. Another solid pick for them, right-handed shot. Moore, he hasn't even played in, I don't believe he's actually played in juniors yet. They're just showing highlights of him in his high school league. Yeah, he just drafted straight out of high school. That's cool. He had 12 goals, 34 assists in 28 games. Good for him. He was ranked 90th by NHL Network, and he lands at 67th. I think a lot more moves are going to happen today, guys. Like, outside of the draft. At this point, at least.
The 2020 NHL Draft is presented by EA Sports NHL 20.
All right, guys. Vegas is on the clock with the 68th overall pick. Oh, boy. Whew. We are just around 2 hours into the stream already. That's crazy. It actually has gone a lot quicker, like, looking back. Where do you think Poirier? I don't know, Cedric. It's driving me nuts that he hasn't been taken already. I love my Bruins to take any of... Yeah, Dawes could be a consideration too, for sure. You know, I like your pick, Sam. I do wonder what they're going to do here. Did the Rangers select the pick they just traded for a few minutes ago? Yeah, well, the last pick that they traded for, they did select. They got blanking out his name already. Cooley, the left winger, out of the Windsor Spitfires. For Elias Anderson in that trade. I hope Montreal does one more trade to get a top 6 forward that can set people up on the left wing. I think that they could very well address more of the, I think that they will address the winger front still this offseason. I'm curious to see what the future holds for the likes of Thomas Tatar and Gallagher. It's very interesting, Montreal's situation right now. They can go down a lot of different routes, and Gallagher and Tatar are both on the final years of their contracts. You know, they're going to be competing next year. You know, they have decisions to make for sure. It won't surprise me to see Tatar possibly gone, if not this year, but maybe at the trade deadline, depending on where they're at. I'm not sure, but I think the Habs are going to compete next year. They're really only getting better now. They really went through a fairly quick retool. Now they have a great prospect pool that's going to thrive going forward. Yeah, I think there's a solid chance, Mark. I find it a little hard to say that Gallagher would be gone, just because he's really like a heart and soul guy for the Habs. You know, he really is that team player. You know, he's always been solid for the Habs. He's pesky to go up against. You think he'll go before Tatar? That's interesting. I think it comes down to Gallagher's health at the end of the day. Really, I think which one can stay healthier. You know, Tatar would probably command more of a cap hit in free agency than Gallagher, however, which may lead to his demise. Yeah, I don't think Tatar will be as cheap. He's played really well with Montreal. Now I'm doing good Leafs forever. How are you, buddy? Happy to have you. What's up, guys? We got 54 likes. Let's get to 60. I know we'll get there because you guys are awesome. This has been a very interesting draft, though, guys. Like I said, the fact that Poirier is still available, I'm just looking up real quick in regards to Poirier, what the stance is on him, if anything.
The 2020 NHL Draft is presented by EA Sports NHL 21. This year, you'll be able to pull off new feats and moves inspired by the league.
Good, buddy. I'm glad. Yeah, no, Rich, I think there's a possibility he is. Galley also has had back-to-back 30-goal season. No, you're right, Mark. I think Gallagher has more value to Montreal personally than Tatar. They've both been really good though. All right, Nate, that's fine, buddy. And no, I know. He's on a cheap contract.
We all know what the expectation is for Austin Matthews. He's a unique, special player. When you think about Austin Matthews, he's got a real consistency to his approach to playing, and they're going to love him and draw him.
That is just crazy, guys. Literally, almost every scouting list that I see has had Poirier in the first round. And we're reaching the 70th overall pick. All right, Carolina just took a defenseman in Alexander Nikishin. Interesting. You know, they've drafted plenty of forwards already in this year's draft, so it makes sense for them to get a defenseman at this point. But yeah, I'm really wondering what Poirier is going to where is he going to go? Yeah, I don't know, Cedric. The fact that he hasn't been taken already is baffling to me. I know that he's labeled as somewhat of a high risk, high reward type thing, given you know, just he has a lot of pure offensive potential. It's just a matter of how well he transitioned into the NHL and his defensive game. But like Poirier was predicted by most to go in the first round. I find it baffling that he hasn't been picked. Oh yeah, and Lucas Cormier, defenseman, went to Vegas. They're putting in really quick. All right, Emil Vuro, who I actually know a little bit about. He's a solid defensive prospect. Another one from Europe. That's TBY is taking out the 70th overall pick for the Red Wings. Interesting. But if Galley goes free agency, you can afford him. Would you rather play against him or have him on your team? I think you'd rather have him on your team, Mark. Jim Rutherford needs to go in a home. Jacob. You're funny. I can't imagine playing against Galley. Yeah, I know. It's like me as a Rangers fan. I'm not looking forward to seeing Hank at least 4 times a year against the Capitals next year. It's not a fun feeling. It's never a fun feeling when if you ever are in a situation where you face a guy who especially is a hometown favorite, among other things. I like the pick for Detroit, though. Emil Vuro. I think that's a good pick. Thoughts on what the Habs have done in the last 2 days? Trades and picks? I think the Habs lost the trade, Anderson and Domi, in the sense of, you know, giving up that 2020 third round pick. And I understand. Apparently what happened was Anderson had a lot of suitors. So in order to swing the deal, from what the reports are saying, is that is what led to the third round pick being part of the deal. And even 1 for 1, Domi's the better player in my mind, as long as you can really show his full potential. You know, he's had a 72-point season just a year ago. And Anderson, he's had a career high, I believe, 27 goals, 47 points a year ago. This year, he only played just over 20 games with 4 points because of his injuries. I think Anderson's great for the Habs. I like that a lot. I just think when it comes to that deal in particular, the Blue Jackets win that deal through and through. But I think it's a great deal for both teams nonetheless. It'll benefit both their teams greatly. I like their draft picks a lot. Gooley's very solid for them on defense, even though they have a lot of defensive prospects. And I like Mishek a lot for them in this second round. It's like how Braden Point got picked in the third round. How can such a good player go down like that? Yeah, no, Brian, it always happens. It's either because of a player's size, some maybe attitude issues, or just some stereotypes about the player that aren't necessarily true. When it comes to Point, though, he was strictly just because of his size, which is ridiculous because he was phenomenal in juniors. Where do I think Igor? Igor got picked already, Cedric. I believe he got picked. Trying to think where he got picked from. Igor got picked already. My cousin is a Pens fan. I've been pestering him about giving away Murray for a bag of pucks. Jacob, you're funny. I mean, they did at least get a second round pick and a prospect. Bruins don't have the best draft history over the past few. Oh, I'm well aware, Sam. I'm well aware. Never forget their 2015 first round picks. Jake DeBrusk, which was solid, but they could have swept away that draft. They passed on Matty Barzal, Kyle Connor, Thomas Chabot. Need I say more? Cooley combines size, strength, and skill in a way that will intrigue NHL teams. However, he needs to find a way to produce more points with those skills. Cooley is strong. Yeah, no, I agree, Kevin. I think he'll continue to develop. Ryan Malone is a great comparison. I like that. I really like that. Malone has had some very strong seasons in the AHL, though, point-wise, so we'll see what happens, but I do like that comparison. Okay, and the Ottawa Senators go to goaltender and Levi Marilainen. Finally, Poirier goes to the Flames. Great pick. Great pick. Steal the draft right here. Steal the draft. Smart pick. I love that pick for the Flames. Absolutely love that pick. Genius. Should have been a first-round pick. Or arguably. I'm satisfied with Murray. Oh, no, I'm glad, buddy. I'm glad that you like Blomqvist. I hope he has a good future. Yeah, he did go to Ottawa, Nate. You think Kravtsov, Niels, or Keandre will play in the upcoming season? I think Keandre has a chance. I think he may get some ice time. But Kravtsov is a little bit of a stretch right now. It's hard to believe unless some significant trades happen. And I think that when it comes to Niels, I don't think Niels will be with the Rangers next year. No, he's still in SHL for at least another year. No, Mark, I like that deal for the Flames, Mark. I don't know about you. I like that deal a lot, though. I mean, that move, I should say. You know, he's high risk, high reward. There's no other way to put it. As long as he can just round out his game, he has all the potential, offensively speaking. I like that for the Flames a lot. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Tuck either. He's another bigger body left winger that reminds me of his brother in Alex. It's funny how they're different handedness too, because I'm pretty sure Luke is a left winger and Alex is a right winger, which is interesting. I mean, right-handed, which is cool. But no, I think Luke is a little bit reminiscent of his brother's game with Alex. Okay, all right, the Predators draft Luke Prokop on defense. Right-hand defenseman. Big body, 6'4", 217 pounds. Solid pick. Preds normally do great with their defensemen, so we'll see how he pans out. Oh, okay, I understand, Mark. Do you think Detroit is going to target a goalie for agency? Yes, I do think Detroit is going to target a goalie. No doubt in my mind. Ryan. Alex Tuck is around 6'4". Yeah, 6'3", 6'4". And Luke is 6'2". What is up, guys? We got 50 viewers in here. Thank you all so much for being here. It means a ton. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, guys, it really goes a long way, and it helps the algorithm with getting this stream out there for whatever time we have left. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be going on with this too. I'm curious to see if, you know, how long all these picks are going to play, because it says, at least on the television, that the draft is only going around till 2:30. That clearly isn't happening. So I'm curious to see how this is all going to pan out, truly. How long will it take Mishek to come to Habs? I would definitely say a couple years on average. I wouldn't bank on it anytime soon, but he has looked great in his transition to the Hamilton Bulldogs, so take that into account. Oh, that's sick, buddy. What was it like playing with Forrester, and how old were you when you used to play with him? The Rangers, what will they do in the third round? You think they get a centerman, right? I think they're definitely going to take a center sooner rather than later. It would kind of be silly not to at this point. I didn't see your analysis about Cooley pick his school. So what do you think of him? I really like that pick for the Rangers. They're adding more grit into that lineup. Cooley models his game after Tom Wilson, 6'3", over 200-pound left winger. I like that pick for the Rangers a lot. They're trying to add size, and say Cooley's in the lineup in say 3 or 4 years. Then you bring him in, and he can be in say that bottom 6, for instance, similar to Brendan Lemieux. and really help with the younger guys in that lineup, especially. And if Cooley can get more of his offensive game going, then great. You know, if he's anything close to Tom Wilson when it comes to his actual skill and style of play, you know, outside of doing dirty stuff, then it's definitely very intriguing. I like it.
So he can keep making this the number one pitch staff in the world. I mean, look at these results. These are
How good do I think Romanov will? I think Romanov will be very solid for the Habs. I'm not going to bank on saying he's going to be huge in point production, however. I could see Romanov gain anywhere between, I'd say 25 points, maybe 30. It all depends on his playing time. What channel is the draft on? It's on NHL Network. What do you think about the Leafs pickups thus far? I think they've been solid. I really like Amarov. He's definitely a sleeper. There's a lot of potential with him. He was expected to go in the first round. Really a late riser. I like their other picks that they made on offense. Their defenseman that they got looks solid too, I believe, from Finland. I like their picks. I'm not necessarily wowed by them. I like their first round pick. Outside of that, things have been solid. They brought in some nice centers as well. So we'll see if they address the defense some more, however. We have depth and Yuns. Yeah, no, I agree, Mark. How long will it take goalie to play for the Habs? Definitely 3 to 4 years. Oh, nice. The Avs got, I'm missing off. All right, so Florida got Ty Smilanic, solid center. And then the Avs got Jean-Luc Foudy, Foudy's brother, of course, the Columbus Blue Jacket prospect. That's really cool. I think Avs lucked out with Jean-Luc Foudy. I think he's going to be good for them. I like this pick for the Panthers, too. Smilanic was supposed to go a lot higher in this year's draft, so I like that. Yeah, Jacob, you hit the nail on the head there for sure. No, I'm not allowed to show the draft. Cedric, I don't have a strong background on Theo, to be perfectly honest. So, he very well could go in those mid rounds. I haven't seen a lot on him, however. You seem like you definitely probably have a better knowledge of him than I do. So why don't you give me your thoughts? Where do you want to see him land, per se? Who do you think the Leafs will sign to pair with Riley? Well, they're going to get Radko Gudas if they don't say get a Pietrangelo, for instance. So Gudas, you can expect in the Leafs uniform if they don't get a big name. I think that they're definitely interested in Pietrangelo, but they need to make a lot happen with their contract situations. So I think if Pietrangelo is out of the picture, they may make a run for the likes of Dumba. That is something to consider as well. They're definitely trying to address that defense, but if they're smart, they need to get more defensively minded. And I don't know what Dubas is looking for. Gudas, I don't think it would be a bad pickup by any means. He had a solid year playing for the Capitals. But I don't know. The Leafs are confusing right now. All right, if they're going to go all in, then they need to make a lot of moves in order to make it happen. Thank you all so much for being here, though, guys. It really means a lot. Hit that like and subscribe button, as always. And we are currently at the 76th overall pick, in which the Edmonton Oilers are on the clock. It may seem a little underwhelming, but at the same time, Elias doesn't have much of any value. You know, take into account everything that happened with him in his short tenure with the Rangers, you know. Just the fact that the Rangers got a a second round pick for him, really, is great in my mind. So no, I don't think it's underwhelming. I think the Rangers actually lucked out a little bit better than what could have happened there regarding Elias. So, you know, I'm fine with it, truly. Yeah, Sam. They definitely need to address that bomb 6. I think Patty Maroon would be awesome in Boston. He really would. I thought the same with Anderson, but Anderson went to the Habs, obviously, and they're in the OEL sweepstakes still. So I thought that's what really drew them out of that conversation. But yeah, expect the Bruins to make moves. I won't be surprised if they say go after the likes of Evgeny Dadonov this offseason too, depending on how things shake out. Middle forward round, that's good maybe. Okay, yeah, no, we'll see what happens then, Cedric. Yeah, no, I don't have a lot of homework on him, especially when we get in these later rounds. I'm not as familiar. My cup of tea is I focused heavily on prospects really going 1 through 40, especially. What's up, though, guys? Who's going to be the 60th like in here? He's just a passionate dude. You know, he is passionate, but it's more than that, trust me. A lot of things went wrong on both sides, which led to that relationship being done. You want Dadonov with the Habs? I mean, he is a realistic option should the Panthers not keep him. I think there's a solid chance the Panthers may, because if there's between him and Hoffman, it's definitely Dadonov because he would be on a cheaper cap hit. So we'll see what happens there. And also add in the fact that I think the Panthers are wary. Oh, thank you for 60 likes, guys. You guys are awesome. But I think the Panthers are wary that the Habs would maybe show interest in the likes of Dadonov should he be available, which could only intensify them in trying to keep him at least, you know, even if they say end up getting Hoffman, because it'll hurt if either of those forwards go to their rival in that Atlantic division. Do you think Schneider pick means Tony D is out the door, and what type of haul do you think? No, I don't think that is a definite that Tony's out of the door. Do I think that it could lead to something more for the Rangers this offseason? Yes, I do think that. I think Tony only goes somewhere if they reach a stalemate in arbitration, so that is yet to be seen. But I know the Rangers are trying to keep Tony as of now, even if it's for a say bridge deal. Yeah, no, Ryan, they definitely can pay him the money. That was in part as to why they trade Stahl. It's just a matter of what is he looking for? You know, if he's looking for, say, a long-term deal, then they probably aren't going to reach an agreement because the Rangers, I bet, are not going to want to commit long-term, you know, past, you know, once you hit the 3-4 year mark. I don't know how interested the Rangers are there. Who do the Devils take, Chad? Good question. I honestly don't know at this point. I know that the San Jose Sharks just took Daniel Gushchin. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, the left winger. Adding more left wingers. This was second straight left winger San Jose drafted, I believe. Yeah, that was a trade too, because that was originally Edmonton's pick. So Edmonton gets the 100th and 126th overall pick in this year's draft. The Devils, I think, have had a great draft thus far. Who they go for next will be a big question, however. I think that they may try to add some more forwards. And when I mean forwards, I mean wingers. As while having Mercer and Holtz are great, I think they're going to want to add into that. Oh, well, thank you kindly, Ken. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you being here, my friend. Do you think Laine stays or gets traded? I think there's a solid chance Laine gets dealt. But, you know, that's only if the... Here's the thing with Laine. And I've touched on this in previous videos regarding Laine connection with the Flyers and the Blue Jackets. In order to get rid of Laine, Cheveldayoff is not giving up anything short than really a haul that will address the major needs in that lineup. We're talking most likely a second-line center or a future second-line center and immediate defensive help. So when you look at Laine's situation here, they have made it obvious that they don't plan to extend him, give him any money past $9 million per year. So Laine doesn't have a long-term future in Winnipeg. That's almost evident at this point, unless he really comes in a change of heart. But that doesn't seem to be the case. He wants to play with Mark Scheifele. He has been playing with Mark Scheifele. We all know that controversy there. That relationship just doesn't look good for the Jets and Laine right now. So I think Laine very well could be dealt this offseason. I know the Flyers are really kicking tires on it. But they need to reach the flat. Whatever team acquires Laine probably has to give up more than they want to give up at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's Patrick Laine. This is not just some random player. You need to give up a significant amount of assets in order to get a guy like him. If you're trying to say give a low ball offer, if I'm Shovel Day off for the Jets, I'm saying, all right, see you later. I'm not listening to you, you know? So the Jets are backed into a little bit of a corner, knowing that they really can't keep Laine long term. But nonetheless, they should get a big return for him if he is dealt this offseason. Severson or Butcher in a second? No, not at all. That wouldn't even have Shovel Day off pick up the phone, Chad. And that's no offense. That's just my personal opinion. What? The Pens took another goalie? What? Rutherford, bro. What are you doing? The Pens just took another goaltender. Calle Klein from Sweden. The Pens really, their last 2 picks have been goaltenders. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. What do you guys think about that? Pens getting another goaltender. That's weird. Yeah, sorry, Chad. I just have to be brutally honest with you. Yo, everyone's so scary in the Blue Jackets. Like, all their management and their scouting, they're just like so intimidating. I feel like if they're standing in front of a door, I'm like hesitant to enter that door. They're funny. Samuel Nasko, defenseman, playing in Finland, goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets at the 78th overall pick. He's Slovakian, had 7 goals, 21 points in the Finnish Junior League this past year in 48 games. Solid. You know, Columbus does good with their drafting. Yeah, Nate, that's been evident. I think we all know that by at this point. But we got 80 viewers in here. Thank you all so much, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel, if you're interested in checking out my video on Matt Murray, make sure you do it at some point too, because I did that right before I started the stream. I wasn't able to start the stream right away in hand because of that trade happening too. I want to make sure I did a separate video on it. But yeah, no, very, very interesting. Yeah, I believe if a team wants Laine, they're going to have to pay a hefty price, Brian. Yeah, and rightfully so. So that would have been Montreal's pick, Mark. I'm not sure what you mean. What, is that one of the picks that they traded? I honestly don't remember. It's been a bit. Who do you think has the best draft history? Just finished the Matt Murray. Oh, awesome gamer tempo. Thanks so much. And who has the best draft history? I mean, if we're talking overall, that's tough. You could pick a lot of teams, of course. Detroit Red Wings automatically come to mind for me. You know, what the Red Wings did in the 90s and, you know, the early 2000s was just nothing short of amazing. So a lot of teams have done great with drafting. It's hard to really pinpoint one that has been the best when it comes to overall draft history. Most teams have been up and down throughout the decades. I have not seen Justin taken, Cedric. I could be wrong. We've seen roughly 80 players taken out, but I have not seen him. Oh, yes, Mark. Columbus got a good D-man that I've heard a lot. Oh, yeah, no, I like him. I think he'll be solid for them. Pittsburgh. Interesting. Okay, the Blackhawks stay on the offensive front and take Landon Slaggert, Lafreniere. Yeah, Detroit is just like, they're phenomenal when you look at their history. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Hit that like and subscribe button, of course, if you are new to the channel. Thoughts on where Dawes will go? It seems at this point that Dawes will go. I think I can make the argument for midway through the 4th round. I think that's a possibility. Chad, I wouldn't say that nowadays. I'm not sure how much I agree with that. They've done great, especially in this year's draft. So, yeah, I don't know. No, Devils have drafted some really good prospects. They've definitely missed at times as well, but like any other team, I wouldn't say that they've that they're the worst. Especially look at the teams that the Devils built back in the 90s, you know? Like, we got 80 people in here. Thank you all so much, guys. It means a ton. Whew. Okay, Jake Boltman. Another defenseman goes to the Flames. They're stocking up. Good for them. I have a feeling that this makes a lot of sense for the Flames, because while they already have some good defensive prospects, they are going to be losing guys in free agency this year. You know, they're looking a little sparse outside of a couple guys as defensively speaking prospect pool. So I like the fact that the Flames have gone 3 straight defensemen. I don't think that hurts them by any means. And now Chicago is back on the clock with the 81st overall pick. We got 80 viewers in here. Thank you all so much, guys. Let's get a 70 likes and then eventually 100 maybe. It's okay if we can't get 100 in time by the time I end the stream, but your likes do help the algorithm a lot and gain people in this stream. So thank you all so much in advance. Yes, I know NY Rangers could have taken Lafreniere, but they definitely weren't considering it. Yeah, no, I would have loved Lafreniere, but I really like Schneider. And, you know, Lafreniere has had 3 concussions, significant neck injuries being the latest over this past year. So I understand why they didn't go for him. I know that Lafreniere, as long as he stays healthy, has a lot of potential, and rightfully so. He's a fantastic talent when healthy. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with the likes of Strome and TDA. It seemed at this point that Strome would be on his way out, and he very well could be still. They need to qualify him today, or, you know, like what happens? You know, then he could be unrestricted free agent. So I'm curious. I'm very curious like you. I think Tony stays unless he reaches a stalemate in arbitration with the Rangers. Yeah, it is, Michael, and especially because he has some serious neck issues. It just sucks. It sucks for his case because he really does have all the talent in the world. He would have been a top 10 pick if he was healthy. What do I think of Cooley? I like Cooley a lot. I'm really excited for that pick for the Rangers, honestly. I need to do more scouting on him. I need to watch more film because I haven't seen a lot of him. But he's 6'3", over 200 pounds, miles this game after Tom Wilson. Is the exact kind of guy that the Rangers can use in the lineup going forward with this core group, a young core group, over the next 3 to 4 years once he's in the lineup, assumably. He could benefit greatly along the likes of some of the great young talent that the Rangers have to really help balance things out and defend some guys too. Same thing with Brain Schneider. So yeah, I really like that. I really do for the Rangers. Okay, Wyatt Kaiser goes to the Chicago Blackhawks at 81st overall, the defenseman. Solid pick. And then Yoni Yurmo goes to the Vancouver Canucks. That's a name, right? If I pronounce it right, I believe that the J's are pronounced as Y's. Defenseman. I believe he's Finnish just by his name. I could be wrong though. Interesting picks. What round is it? We are currently in the 3rd round still. We got 77 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. 70 likes. You guys are real ones. I really appreciate it, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it, guys. This has been fun. Who has the 83rd pick? It is the Canes. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair, Michael. And we'll see how he continues to do. Hopefully he can continue some progression. The good thing for him, at least, is going to this Rangers team. They really do have a great development program, which is something that they didn't have, really 4 years ago. They were not in the same place that they are now development-wise. So I do think that there is plenty of potential there for him to be a bottom 6 winner for the Rangers. Sean Kerr. Hey, how's it going, buddy? What do you think is the biggest positional need for the Bruins right now? Positional need? I think their positional need definitely, yes, you could say goaltending, but outside of goaltending, it's definitely forwards. Between their winger and center depth both, I would even make more of the argument for centers, because Krejci has 1 more year left on his contract. I'm interested in what happens there. Then you have Charlie Coyle, who I do like a lot. So I would almost go the lengths of saying that a winger would be one of the biggest needs for Boston outside of a goaltender. Even though I do believe that they have a solid goaltending prospect. Sammy Salo. I don't know. I feel like you just said that because they're both Finnish and have interesting names. Yoni Jarmo, Sammy Salo. I'm pretty sure you said that for that reason. Props to Brad Treliving for trading down twice. And yeah, no, I agree that Zary was their guy from the beginning, clearly. And he's figured, no one's going to take Zary here. I feel confident in that. So I'll trade down. I have seen, do the Rangers still have their 3rd round pick? The Rangers, I believe. Why do I feel like they don't have their... Yeah, no. Yeah, the Rangers still do have their 3rd round pick, I believe. Let's see. I've seen Cooley play in Windsor, and he's amazing. Skill player. He will be a good asset. Well, that's great to hear. I really appreciate your feedback, considering you've actually seen him. Yanni, how's it going, my guy? Why would Montreal take Tuck when they did? He looks like worst version of his brother. 4th line, Crash, and Boehner. I don't get why they took him. I like Mishek, though. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't have all the film for you in regards to Tuck. It is a good question to be had. I think his size definitely went into play there. They would like to add more size in that lineup, similar to what the Rangers are doing. Brandon Anderson, I thought, was a solid move for them. So while I love Mishek, I think that was a great pick for them. Tuck could have been a little bit of a head scratcher, but I wouldn't necessarily bail him out yet. We're not going to know for quite some time just exactly how these players pan out. The Canes drafted Alex Lafreniere. That is so funny. I was hoping the Rangers would get him just for the jokes. That is hysterical. I'm pretty sure they traded the 72nd overall pick to Calgary. No, you're right. You are right, Sam. Thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot. I hope Boston doesn't trade Rask. Yeah, James, I don't think Rask is going anywhere. I don't. Yeah, 92nd pick is the next pick for the Rangers. What do you know about Justin Stordiff? Not a lot, to be perfectly honest with you, Carmen. That's a player that I do not have a heavy background on, so I apologize. I'm by no means a scout or anything like that. I just, especially picks players projected 1 through 40 are the ones I really focused on most on preparing for this year's draft, along with everything else happening in the hockey world. Do the Devils have a 3rd round pick? Do the Devils have a 3rd round pick? Yes, and they just drafted Nico Dawes. Wow, there's your goaltender. There's your goaltender, Devils. Good pick for the Devils. Devils are one of the biggest winners in this draft. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. They're making good picks. I like that pick for the Devils a lot. Hank is going to sign with the Washington Capitals on Friday for a 1-year deal, probably between $750,000 to $925,000. Let's go. Yeah, no, Jad, that's a good. Nico Dawes is a good pick. Good pick. Smart for the Devils too. I like Blackwood a lot, and now you have Dawes in the mix. So who knows? It never hurts to have that goaltending depth. I honestly think the Bruins will actively listen to offers on DeBrusk. I think DeBrusk especially because I think his camp is looking for like $5 million, and I don't think Boston's going to be willing to go for that. And I'm curious as to see if other teams would be willing to take on that. Carlo, I think they should. I think you're going a little far here, Sam. I don't think they're going to be listening on Marchand. Marchand is Marchand. He's fantastic. Regardless of his antics, he's an amazing overall player. Krejci, I agree. Krejci, I could see on his way out. Rask, I don't think. Corrali's a possibility. And then Lindholm and Senshin, those are possibilities. But Carlo, I think, should stay in Boston. I'm trying to think. I know his contract might be up in a year. But Carlo's great for Boston. I think it would hurt them if they lost him. Oh, yeah, Brian. Oh, next pick now is Maxim Groshev, right winger for Tampa. Tampa loves that offense, dude. Every year, they just stack up on that offense. They don't hold anything back. And they've proven to be very successful in it thus far. Is that official news for Hank? It's officially unofficial, let's put it that way. All the reports have indicated, even in the newspaper and stuff, that Hank's going to sign with Washington. So, DeBrusk for Athanasiou? I think that would be really stupid on Boston's end. And plus, Athanasiou was just made in a UFA. He wasn't qualified by Edmonton, so they don't have his rights anymore. So, that isn't going to happen. All right, guys, what's up? I got my print. Oh, let's see. Yep. How's it going, everybody, though? We got 70 viewers in here. Yeah, I don't know when Sordiff is going to go. Oh, there we go. Peterson was finally taken by St. Louis at 86. Centerman, Dylan Peterson. Good pick for St. Louis. They can add to that center depth for sure. I like that pick for them. All right, guys, just so you all know, I'm probably not going to live stream this entire draft because at this rate, it looks like it's going to take absolutely forever. Did you miss a trade, Dominic? I don't know what you're referring to because a lot of trades have happened today. But yeah, I'm going to hang along as long as I possibly can. I got a lot of other things I got to do for the channel today, however, so I'll let you guys know when I reach a point that I'm gonna reach a close here. So I'll let you guys know.
48 hours. Free agency begins, which means a busy week for you, Elliot. Let's start with
Yeah, Brian, that's cool.
what's the latest you're hearing?
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be here for all rounds. No question. Last trade you heard about, is it Bonino? Yeah, no, there hasn't really been any other player trades that have happened since, besides Elias Anderson, the prospect for the Rangers, going to LA for the 60th overall pick. Besides that, they've all been pick trades, you know, to move up or down in the draft. You hope the Flames sign Markstrom, re-sign Brody, because they're gonna need goaltending until Wolf is ready to take the starting role. I mean, yeah, no, I think they're definitely going to go after a goaltender. I would look out on the likes of Markstrom, and I would also look out on the likes of Darcy Kemper still.
At this point in time, I think a lot of us are expecting him to hit the market, and I'm wondering if there's a stealth team out there, someone like Edmonton, who's waiting for the opportunity to get a chance to talk to him.
Elsewhere in the Pacific, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights have an interesting goaltender situation there. What's the latest you're hearing coming out of Vegas?
Well, we haven't had a lot of big player trades so far in the last couple of days. We've had the Montreal Columbus deal, we had the Rangers Kings deal today. But I think one of the teams that's definitely trying the hardest to clear some room is Vegas. And obviously the Fleury situation.
Yeah, LA Freeman's just breaking down now the latest on all these rumors, saying how Vegas is trying to free up a lot of cap space, which I've known about for a couple weeks now. I think they really want to dump that Stasny contract and get rid of Fleury. So we'll see what happens. I know they want Pietrangelo really bad.
When we look at the RFA situation,
Top 5 teams? That's tough. I really don't know if I have a top 5. It's definitely the Rangers 1, the Oilers 2, just because the Oilers were really the first team out of the West I started following the most when I was younger.
And we've seen Edmonton is now officially announced. Andreas Athanasiou and Matt Benning will be free agents.
That's a tough question. I'll get back to you on that, bite. Because it's hard. It's hard to have a top 5. There are a lot of teams in the NHL I like. Carolina's definitely up there for me. I love Carolina. I think they're so entertaining. Good question, though. I got to take some time to think about that. I'm still waiting 3 players. Yeah, Nybeck is very interesting. Nybeck, however you pronounce his name. There's a lot of people that like him. Okay, Sordiff. There you go, Cedric. Justin Sordiff gets taken by the Florida Panthers. Another winner that they take. Solid move. And now Leo Loof, fun name there, defenseman, at the 88th pick goes to the St. Louis Blues. Oh, nice, buddy. I like the difference in teams there. You're really mixing it up. I like that.
Prospect out of the U.S. development program. Big, solid kid that still got a lot of growing to do. A little bit light for a big frame, but a power forward for sure. One of those guys that's in on the forecheck, strong on the puck, gets the puck to the net well. His numbers get better.
Nylander to the Rangers? Nah, I don't see that happening, Matthew. They don't need a winner. They need a centerman. Yeah, Frank. Friedman just tweeted that the Blue Jackets and Domi are making progress on a contract extension, as I would assume. Yeah, that Wild trade is interesting. They brought in a guy like Bonino who can compete, has cups on his resume. They probably found that enticing. Yeah, Rangers pick is coming up soon. I'm excited. I'll probably end the stream shortly after that, to be perfectly honest, because I got to wrap things up here. But I appreciate you all being here, guys. Make sure to stay on until we reach an end. I'm going to try to have a draft recap out today, so we'll see what happens. This draft is taking its dear sweet time though, so I don't know if I'll have a recap out today. We'll see. How many points do I think Kako will get? I think Kako could very well be in the range of a 45 to 50 point season. Oh yeah, no, thank you, Ken. Oh yeah, no, that's good to do a review of the first round. Yeah, I'm probably going to do it on the whole draft though, and then I'm going to review the Rangers entirely separately as well with Statboy Steven. Yeah, I know, dude. It feels like forever. All right, the Boston takes a forward. Nice, Trevor Kuntar, centerman at the 89th overall pick. The Islanders are on the clock at number 90 now. No, I don't have one, Sam. I don't really use Instagram often. Has the Wild done anything in the last 30 minutes? Not to my knowledge. Oh, good idea. I'm doing the house too. Nice. Yeah, I think especially if Kako plays with Lafreniere, which is inevitable given that Kako's the right winger and Laf's the left, they're going to cook next year. No doubt in my mind. It really varies on the type of thumbnail. Sometimes it takes not too long. 20 minutes to half an hour. Other times thumbnails can take over an hour. All depends on the type of thumbnail. What's up, though, guys? We got 60 viewers. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. As always, hit that like and subscribe button. We are reaching the home stretch now in this live stream. Alexander, I'm not even going to try to pronunciate his last name. Right winner goes to the Isles at number 90. Vegas is on the clock now at 91. Wins are an easy A in this draft. Yeah, I agree. Really, completely agree. They've had a great draft. I think the Devils are right up there, too. I'm a big fan of the thumbnail. Keep it, yeah, that's normally what I do. Yeah, no, thank you for the appreciation of the thumbnails, though, buddy. It means a lot. I do put a good amount of time in them a lot of times. They definitely get easier to do. All right, and Jackson Hallam goes to the Vegas Golden Knights. Rangers are on the clock now. Dylan Guerin, I have not seen drafted yet, if my memory serves me correct, buddy, Alex. I think Josh Anderson will get 45 points next season. I think that's very realistic for Josh, yes. All right, Rangers at 92 on the clock. Who are they going to pick? We're about to find out. I'm a New York Rangers fan through and through, and I follow a lot of other teams in the NHL, but the Rangers are by far my favorite team. Who are the Rangers gonna pick? I'm antsy. You think the Rangers will go with a centerman here, but what do I know at this point? And they took a centerman, Oliver Tarnstrom. There we go. Oh, thank you so much for the donation, Brian. You didn't need to do that, but I really appreciate that. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, yeah, Alex, at this rate, he'll probably go in the 4th round if that's where he's projected, because the 3rd round is reaching a close soon. Yeah, Oliver Tarnstrom. Time to look him up. Oliver Tarnstrom. He sounds Swedish. Oh yeah, no, I do. I like CBJ a lot. I love John Tortorella as well. It just sucks that they're in the Metropolitan, so it's not as easy to root for them at times, being a Rangers fan. But I do like Columbus. I do root for them a lot of times. Love Tortorella. Who's following the draft right now? I don't know. I really don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the guy who was falling for the longest time was Poirier. I don't know what's happened really since then. Let's find out who Tarnstrom is, because I don't know him. It's funny, the Rangers love their Swedes, man. Carl Henriksson, centerman they drafted just a year or two ago now, I believe. Now they got another centerman in the middle rounds in Oliver Tarnstrom. Can't say I'm surprised. I can't wait to talk to Stepboy Steven about that, because he probably knows Tarnstrom better than I do. Jack Thompson goes to the Tampa Bay Lightning, defenseman at the 93rd pick. And now they're back on the clock for the 94th pick as well. What's up, guys? We got 56 people in here. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, I know Hank is going to go to the Caps. I'm upset, but I'm going to support Hank no matter where he goes. I am surprised that Stranges hasn't been picked yet, though. That just came to my mind. What do you guys think? We got 60 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. I hope you've had a good time, because I know I have. It's been a long stream, to say the least, but I am going to be wrapping it up really soon. Rangers are taking their sweet time to put... yeah, Jaron, Stranges is still on the board. Where is Holtby going? I think Holtby could very well land in Buffalo. Flames or Oilers is a possibility too, but I have a feeling that Battle of Alberta is looking at the likes of Markstrom and Kemper decently. I think there's a possibility that Holtby could land in Carolina too, so... You played against Stranges a few years back? That's cool. That's awesome, Jaron. Yeah, no, I'm surprised that he hasn't been taken yet either. When I did my mock draft, my last one with Statboy Steven, he had Stranges going in the first round. So, this goes to show how crazy and unpredictable the draft can be. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a lot. That's interesting. Vegas just re-signed Stevenson to a 4-year deal at a capita of 2.78 mil AAV. So they're trying to free up cap space here. You'd have to think if they're giving him that type of money, you know, guys have to be going because they don't have the cap right now. So expect a lot of moves with Vegas in due time. You think Holtby wouldn't go to Carolina? I wouldn't say that's out of the realm possibility, Jaron. Now they're talking about Tarnstrom's pick finally. Wings could grab him. That's a good point. Stranges is not taken yet. No, he's still available. They're talking about Jack Thompson when they just introduced Tarnstrom. Come on. I just wanted to hear something explained on Tarnstrom. Whatever. Yeah, Jack Thompson, defenseman. I think I said that already, but Tampa gets him. Flyers are on the clock at the 94th pick. We're getting real close, guys. Whew. How's everybody doing? We got roughly 70 people in here. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. Caps and Canes seem to have a new and strong rivalry. While I agree, Jaron, you can also make the argument that because he's not staying with the Caps, they're not giving him a long-term deal. It would also make sense for him to say go to a team that's competing, that's on a very similar level than the Caps in Carolina. So take that into consideration. It's like Hank Lundqvist going to the Caps now, you know, while the Rangers and Caps have been long-term rivals. You know, Hank still probably wants to stay closer to home. And, you know, he wants to be on a competing team. So you get what my point is there? Yeah, Zade Wisdom goes to Philly. Nice. I like that. I like that fit for him. Good for him. He's going to be going to a city that's definitely going to back him. It's going to be he's going to get a lot of support. The fans are definitely going to be involved regarding him. Dude, why did I think Chromiak was drafted already? Or Tromiak. Pardon me if I'm saying his name wrong. Hello from Finland. How's it going, my guy? Thanks so much for being here. You know, that's an awesome story for Zayd. Who's winning the draft right now, in my opinion? I think a lot of teams are having a really good draft. Detroit's doing fantastic. The Devils are doing great. Anaheim has looked really good, too. Those three teams really stand out to me. Michael Benning, defenseman, goes to the Florida Panthers at the 95th overall pick. And now the Flames are up at the 96th overall pick. From Slovakia. Hello, hello. Thanks so much for being here. What is up, guys? How's everybody doing? Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel, it's really appreciated. Yeah, I know, Jaren. It's funny. A part of me wanted the Rangers just to snag him for that reason alone, which says a lot about why I shouldn't be a GM. Yeah, Minnesota's had a very strong draft too. That's true. Yeah, no, Rossi, Ryan O'Rourke, and why am I blanking on the guy in the middle there? Oh, Marat. Yeah, no, I like those picks a lot. What happened to Calgary's fourth? They just drafted Daniel Checholev, goaltender. Well, Colin, a bunch of trades did happen. Maybe not just as blockbuster as we all would have hoped, but I do expect some big trades to happen this week in the NHL nonetheless. Yeah, no, I agree, Cedric. Yeah, Chromiak I thought was selected already, so the fact that he isn't is very surprising to me. I'm not sure what happened with Calgary's pick situation. They've had a bunch of picks, I know that. Where do I see Hull headed? You know, everyone thinks it's going to be the Avs, obviously, but oh, by the way, Sam Stange, right winner, goes to Detroit at 97. But yeah, no, when it comes to Hull, you would think the Avs on a short-term deal seems ideal, but I think there are going to be other teams interested for sure. I think the Predators could show interest. I think the Habs would show interest without question. I think the Flames may be a surprise, you know, as being his hometown. So that's an interesting thought. It's tough to say where Hull's going to land because it really depends on, is he in a complete win now stage, or would he like to go somewhere where he knows he can be long term and not bounce around? So that's the biggest factor for him. And Ryan Strome has been qualified by the New York Rangers. So that doesn't mean that Strome can't be traded still, but that does make things interesting. Sam Strange, I don't have a lot of background on, to be perfectly honest with you, but I trust Stevie Y, and I'm sure there is some upside to him. Yeah, Wayne's in. Yeah, I know. All right, guys, we are at the 98th pick. Once we hit 100, I'm going to end this stream, okay? So let's get to 80 likes before then, guys. I know we can do it because you guys are real ones. But, you know, this has been fun, guys. Where do you think Chromie? I don't know. I thought he would have been taken already. I'm hoping for his sake it's in this fourth round at least. Oh, awesome, Brian. I'm sorry. I will be ending the stream soon, though. Once the Oilers pick happens, I'm out of here. Got to end it at 100. I got too many things to do today. I will tell you the Oilers pick. Don't worry. Oh, we are at 81 likes. Thank you all so much, guys. You're real ones. How do I think the Rangers did today? I thought they did very good today. I'm glad that not surprised that they got another Swedish centerman. You know, they love drafting their Swedes. Carl Henriksson being the most recent from the center front. I like William Cooley a lot. He's currently on television right now being interviewed. And I obviously love both Lafreniere, and I really like Schneider too. I think the Rangers have had a very good draft. Very happy about them. They managed to address their needs while at the same time not making it a priority to the extent where it needs to exactly be a certain position, which I like. Things just kind of fell in the right area for them. We're waiting on the 98th pick for the Habs. Could the Yotes and Jets just flip winners? No, Kevin, not at all. Not in a million years. I don't mean to be rude. That's just reality. Hall's going to get his rights will probably get dealt. But yeah, no, he's not going back to Arizona. So they don't have any value they can get from Hall. Yeah, I did say it has been official that Strome has been qualified by the Rangers. So it doesn't mean Strome can't be dealt. He can still be traded. But it just means now that he is at least qualified. He's under control. And now it's just a matter of, will they reach a deal through arbitration, if it goes to arbitration per se? Because that's ultimately what will happen for them. Same thing with D'Angelo, more than likely. Or are they going to deal him? So we'll see what happens. But Strome is not going to be lost by the Rangers and become a UFA because he was qualified. So that's good. Yeah, Danny, I'm going to end the stream at 100, though. So I apologize. I'll touch on all the Rangers picks, though, in a separate video. Don't worry. And we are with the 98th pick. Brandon Coe goes to the San Jose Sharks, right winner. Goudreau for Hall? No, I don't know. Not happening. Hall isn't going back to Arizona, so they won't get much of any return in Arizona in trading his rights because that's all they can do. All they can get really is a draft pick. That's it for his talking rights. He's a free agent on Friday, so yeah, no. I wouldn't bank on any significant player trade regarding Hall. No, this is round 4, Dominic. I agree, Gavin. I'm shot. I'm looking forward to ending the stream, honestly, just because how shot I am. I wasn't expecting this to go on so long. And it's not even done, so... I can't, buddy. I got too much stuff I gotta do today, especially for the channel. I do think he'll be picked. I really don't know where. My dog is barking, so if you hear my dog bark, I apologize. Oh, Rangers have extended a qualifying offer to Philip Di Giuseppe. Good. I liked PDG. I think he's going to be solid in that on that fourth line for the Rangers. So all of the Rangers RFAs have been qualified in a nutshell. All right. Habs trade their pick? I don't know. I honestly don't know. First 3 rounds are the key rounds anyways. No, it's true. Yes, Wisdom did get drafted by the Flyers. All right, come on, Devils. Taking your dear sweet time with this 99th overall pick. What do you think of the latest move? I thought it made a lot of sense for the Rangers, and I think they even got a better return than what was probably expected. They got a late... second round pick for him, which I didn't think that they would be able to do. So can't complain. I like the deal for the Rangers. It is what it is. I wish Lee is nothing but the best. I hope that he can manage to have a solid career in the NHL. It just ain't happening with the Rangers. Okay. Jaromir Pitlick, centerman, is going to the Devils. Good move. Yeah, I agree, Sam. Yeah, no, thank you for being here, Colin. I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you all, guys. When is Rangers stream? Well, I won't be doing a Rangers stream per se, but I'll be doing a video either today or tomorrow, hopefully, on reviewing the Rangers picks throughout this 2020 draft. And I'll do a different video reviewing all picks and the just reviewing the draft as a whole with Sapboy Steven. Yep. Chromiak's still available, or Chromiak. I don't know how you guys pronounce his name. But thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a lot. We got 81 viewers in here. Yep. I still have a solid idea that Strom's going to be dealt. I just have this gut feeling. I find it rather odd that the Rangers took so long to even qualify him. You know, you too, Kevin. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're at the last pick, guys. No, I don't have TikTok, Gavin. Yeah, Holland's taking his dear sweet time. You know, thank you all so much for being here, though, guys. This was a really fun stream. We had roughly 3,000 people stopping by, which is pretty sick. So thank you all so much for being a part of it. It means a lot. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out the videos. Yeah, no, a lot of things have been happening on the channel this week, more than I could even comprehend. So I really appreciate all you guys being a part of it. It means a lot. Oh, thank you, Twist. I really appreciate it, my man. Really do. You should honestly make it. No, I ain't doing that, Sam. Sorry. I'm not giving in to TikTok. All right, Carter Savvy. Or Savoy. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm just butchering it at this point. Lafreniere goes to the Edmonton Oilers. And with that being said, that is going to conclude this live stream of day 2 of the NHL Draft. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. It means a lot. I'm sorry I couldn't do the entire draft, but this one has gone on a lot longer than I expected. And yeah, I just simply can't. I got too much on my plate today and going forward. But thank you all so much, guys. This was so much fun. I hope you all have a great day. I hope your teams did well. Thank you so much, Dominic, for the sub. It means a lot. And yeah, no, I'll be hopefully back again streaming soon. Not this week, but hopefully soon. And I'll have some great content out for you all. But yeah, no, thank you so much, guys. Yes, I did watch Zibby's 5-goal game. Yeah, no, it was fantastic. That OT goal just, it was just ridiculous. I loved every goal he scored that night. This has been an epic stream. Oh, well, thank you, Brian. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. And that's fine, Dominic. No problem. Be a fan of whoever you want to be a fan of. That's fine with me. But thank you all so much, guys. I'm going to conclude the stream now. I wish you all have a very good rest of your day. And I hope to see you guys in the comment section on my videos soon. And yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.